Howdy, folks. Welcome to Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder campaign. I am Joe Treff, your GM this evening, and joining me are my friends Matt, Dan, who's been here the whole time, Kara, Olive, and Ari. We're going to play Starfinder tonight, but before we do, a couple of quick announcements. Let me turn our theme song down just a scooch. Welcome, Dan.
Hey.
Okay, so a couple of quick announcements before we get playing today. First, we have a bunch of different social media, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky at Albron RPG, where you can see all the different things that are on our combat camera. You can see the close-up right here, but you can see it in much greater detail at Albron RPG. If you missed it a couple of weeks ago now, we had Feast of the Noble Vale, the second course, which is up on YouTube. We also played this past weekend Axe Wolf and Woe, which was a gladiatorial one-shot that will likely air sometime in 2025. We are going to be playing this Saturday, Wheel of the Year Yule, the first of 8 pagan holiday-centric D&D one-shot-esques. What is it? Octo-shot? Octo-shot. It is a series of related adventures that may or may not have the same characters, but Tina is going to be running that. Vincent is going to be there. I will be there. Carol will be there. Hannah, Matt, and Tina's husband, Matt, will also be playing. December 26th, our Starfinder crew will be attending the session in the randomly assigned naughty or nice themed costumes. This side of the table is the naughty side. They've been very bad. This side of the table is the nice side. They've been so good.
Santa is so good.
And I think I'm going to be Santa Claus. And then December 27th is going to be Cloaks and Dagger theme over for our D&D campaign on Fridays. The person who best embodies that spirit on both of those nights will have a free 20-sided dice reroll for that evening only. On the 31st, there is a very long video that I'm going to release that is the State of Albron 2025 to preview the many exciting events that are going to be coming up. There are several one-shots. There are anthologies, multiple pieces of anthologies that will be parting. There is Season 2 of game shows. There is going to be a cozy tabletop game that is in June. There is going to be a one-shot that will finally see the resolution of Akka and Jaruxa and the Ninth Path from our first campaign of Adventures in Albron. So a lot of really cool things happening, and that will come on the 31st on our YouTube channel at Albron RPG. But that is all the announcements that I have, and it's time for this week's session of Mosaic
Team 5.
Mosaic Team 5. Feeling it. This music's throwing me off.
His comment is throwing me off.
Whose comment is throwing you off? Oh. Okay. Let me pull something a little bit. Alrighty.
Somebody's getting coal.
So.
But like ones without guns. Yeah, friendly. I'm just here to steal people's information. That's so friendly.
Mosaic Team 5. Last we played, feeling a sense of urgency as you felt nearly 25 minutes go by through the robotics core and the red cell block, you immediately moved your way into cell block black. On the other side of the door, you were confronted by the powerful Vesk known as Pajrodon, the subjugator of souls, a mystic of immense power. They offered to take one prisoner and leave for all of you. So concerned were they about releasing the prisoner known as the Yearning in a fight where collateral damage was almost certain. Shade rejected this out of hand. And as Pazradon motioned for reinforcements, a hyper-attuned Echo drew and fired their disintegrator pistol, and you were all plunged into combat. Spice stepped into the cell block and began to foretell the devastation that Mosaic Team 5 would wreak upon the Vesk, responding to this distress call, and managed to freeze Pazradon and their support in place for a turn. With the early success with a dissolved door with their pistol, Echo found Bubbles' brother Miles, his identical twin, cryogenically frozen within an SRG-02 stasis pod, but misjudged their shot and activated the sleeping Miles instead.
It's fine.
Bubbles tried to stand with Pazradon, but as Miles stopped for a second next to Bubbles and told them that he was happy for them, but that not everybody can have what they had, and that they had to escape the galaxy, Bubbles buckled and was rocked several times by the massive Mystic. Miles then rocketed away, faster even than Echo or 899, muttering as he passed the torn-apart remains of Theodore Criada. That's one doctor off the list. You then saw him abduct a wanted Sharen virologist from their cell and vanish for real, though you theorize he may have hijacked a shuttle from the second deck. After Spice and Gibbs teamed up to temporarily stun the powerful Vesk, your party tried to exit into the green cell block, finding a few guards but many more allies. Gibbs, you found your Yosoki comrades Jitters, Nine, Orphan, Wicket, and Tobin. Echo, you freed about half of your batch, with the last one to escape and make their way towards the shuttle, indicating to you the rest were merely in the kitchen. Abandoned with the subjugator of souls, the famed pit fighter Mesra was dominated and flew into battle against all of you, pummeling Shade in particular badly. But as all of this occurred, and as you fought against the Vesk guards, you received a call from Mosaic Team 1, with a professional heads up that they had achieved their objectives and would be cutting power to the ship by disconnecting many portions of it to escape. And then, the power went out. And with the alarms dead and the lights out and a frustrated pit fighter roaring next to you, Shade, and one more thing occurring besides, that is how we begin this evening.
I don't like that.
Could I have the frog mini back, please? You're one Yosoki short.
Here is an imp instead in this trying time,
Deal.
as it's dark back here. The lights are like all for out here, and then as soon as you get past this, for those of you who've run on this side, you know it's just dark. But all of you are plunged into darkness. The sirens, alarms, and the hissing air cuts off immediately, becoming alarmingly quiet, save the sounds of combat that are still quite present. We are still very much in initiative. Yosokis are calling out for Gibbs. You can hear Mesra roaring in frustration in the dark, and then all of you begin to float. With power cut to this place, there is no gravity, and all of you, for the first time in this campaign, are in 0G.
I activate my map boots.
Okay, well, hang on. You're in combat, so that is, I believe, a swift action.
Order, or are we just rerolling?
I do remember order, yes. One of the great things about having all of this is that we can literally just leave things as they are and then just come right back to them before. So yeah, right here in my book, I do have initiative.
We have 18 seconds until the director
15
arrives.
seconds.
15 I have my flashlight on. I want everyone to know that. Very important.
With the power off, this craft has no rotational gravity, and thus you are all entering 0G. The director is no more than 15 seconds away from the airlock you all arrived in. So in the chaos, in the midst of initiative, that is where we're beginning here. So for those of you who have not played Starfinder or not used zero gravity, because it's a little complicated.
Oh, yeah, I've never done this.
Couple things to know about zero gravity. So, movement is not the same. Controlled movement is very difficult without some form of propulsion. Gibbs, you have used a fire extinguisher to great effect here. Something like that is very helpful. A creature in a zero gravity environment can't take move actions to move its speed, crawl, or take a guarded step. Very important. So, you cannot just move normally. If a creature is adjacent to or in the same square as an object or another creature one size category smaller than itself or larger, which means you could grab like a chair or something like that, it can take a move action to push off that object or creature, moving at half of its speed in a direction of its choosing as appropriate. If that creature or object is movable, it begins moving in the opposite direction at the same speed. So if you were, say, propelling yourselves down a hallway and one of you uses a floating chair to be able to redirect yourself, another person will not be able to use the chair because it will be in a different place. Important things to consider. A creature that moves in a given direction continues to move in that direction at the same speed at the beginning of their turn each round without taking any action. You need to use the It will move its full distance unless it's able to change its motion by latching onto an object or creature, pushing off in a new direction, or creating thrust of some kind, i.e. a fire extinguisher, or jetpack.
I have mine on my elbows and my bottom of my knees.
Very true.
Pretty. Well, yeah, on my
When he
butt.
farts.
If you have handholds, a creature with a climb speed can move along a wall at full speed, as can any creature that has a DC 20 acrobatics or athletics check. That is not counted as an action. You can do that as part of trying to move. And then creatures that fly via methods that require an atmosphere, like wings, it doesn't work. You need atmosphere and you need, gravity. You'll just kind of tumble around. So something important to keep in mind. Two other things. Magical flight and methods of flight that provide their own thrust, not affected at all. Any character in zero gravity can lift and carry 10 times their normal weight.
Wow.
Zero gravity. Final point. Thrown weapons have their range increments multiplied by 10 in 0G.
Sick.
In addition, all ranged weapons no longer have a maximum number of range increments. Their wielders simply continue to accrue penalties the further away the target is. So, all of that is what it means to be in 0G. You are floating. There are, bodies and bits of debris, like spent shell casings, things like that are just up in the air now.
Give just, aura of dust as it all detaches from her.
Ew.
It would stay,
Your spacesuit,
actually.
it actually stays around your face. So
Yeah, it would orbit you kind of like
Cool.
like a cloud around
So it
a
gives,
planet.
truly embodying Pigpen has an orbit of Phil.
And we begin in initiative. So we start at the top of our round here. We have Pajradon, who is starting us off. After that, we have Miles, who has departed the ship and so no longer in initiative. Then we have Shade. Then we have Echo. Then we have Bubbles. After that, we have the Vesk mini guys. Then we have Spice. Then we have Gibbs. Then we have Mesra. And then all others go on initiative order 0. So, Pajradon, who is... Oh, and let me change the music to be a
Spice
little bit
gives
more.
then all others.
Spice, Gibbs, Mesra, and then
Mesra,
all others. All right. Okay. So, Pajradon in the very back of the cell block black, now blocked by these ooze and no longer stunned or in any other way constrained, is going to cross the distance over there, and none of you can really see what's going on here. Give me just 1 second.
Plug.
Okay. Plorg is just as good. He is going to move over here, and Gibbs, if any of these are life-linked even vaguely with you, you feel one of them just wink at
No!
Aww.
Already?
Gibbs don't care.
But Plog has bought you yet another turn.
We'll buy you a new clock. Don't worry.
Pajradon, unable to continue moving after they stop. That is their turn. That brings us to Shade. Echo, you are on deck. Shade, you are down on the ground. This hit from Mesra just leveled you, and then the lights go out, and you begin to just float. The rebound from that hit kind of drifting you a few inches off the ground. You could hear shouting. It is dark, but with your android vision, you can still see relatively okay.
I have blind sense.
With your blind sense, you are... So 0G, really important. How is the blind sense functioning?
Ooh, yeah.
It is with my enhanced senses, which I got at the most recent level up. So let me read that for you.
I think, if I
I
was
have
remembering
low light
correctly,
vision, dark vision to 60 feet, and
enhanced sense of smell, right?
I have blind sense and sense through vision. So I gain blind sense with my scent with a range of 30 feet, and I get sense through vision with a range of 30 feet.
Okay, through vision 30 feet. So you can still see relatively well, and then as you can just hear one of the Yosoki shout, Gibbs! You feel the vibrations just through the air. You can feel like little bits of debris and things like that. And you have a pretty good sense of where things are. This individual does not. In those reverberations, you can see this snarl on her mouth, all 4 arms just reaching out and striking into the darkness. But what do you want to do? You are prone.
It's half movement to get up.
No, so it is 0. It's 0G. So getting up is sort of a myth. You're floating a little bit right now.
So then, can I just activate my mag boots to be standing up again?
You sure can. Are you standing on the wall? Or are you standing on the floor?
So I want to. How high up is the ceiling?
Ceiling is only 10 feet up.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna like flip back up this way.
Okay.
Mag boots to the ceiling, and I'm gonna move around behind Mesra, and then hit her with a grab gun.
Okay, go ahead and make this is an attack roll and then a saving throw, correct?
Are you gonna hit Wicket?
Yeah.
It's a gravity gun.
Range?
Wicket is attached to me right
Nice.
now because he's like holding on to me.
Cool, love
right?
that.
Last time he was
Can
like, he was like I think on my back because I was like follow me and then he just got behind me and was like little kid holding on to my
You
leg.
certainly can be if you want.
I mean,
Yeah. Bring it with you.
It's one more moving center of gravity, so you'll be operating in a -2 for anything that you need to, like, redirect yourself or things like that. But you definitely can.
Be your mag boots.
yeah, I've got my mag boots
Yeah.
and he's weak and piddling and I will have to try and protect him at least for the meantime.
Absolutely, yeah, no
Otherwise-
worries. So
So-
they have their Yosoki arms wrapped around your waist. The fingers don't even quite fully join, but they are trying their best to hold on. And as you mag boots up and move around, you can hear the Gibbs just kind of goes with you as that happens. Attack roll?
Yep. That's gonna be pretty good. Am I getting a -2 to the attack roll?
No, not for the attack roll.
Okay. That is 35
35 against,
against, I believe it's KAC for the correct?
not for the grab gun. Grab gun and zero gravity?
It's, I guess it's force.
It's not damage, I don't think. It's only damage if you whomp somebody into something, I thought.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's, sorry, it's that the gravitation push is further now because I leveled it up.
Okay.
And
So
it's-
yes, that is a hit.
And then it's a DC is 10 plus the item's level, which is now. So that's the DC is a 20, I believe.
The 20, and that's a reflex save.
Yes.
Reflex for them is pretty good. That's a 21.
Okay. So. Sorry, actually, it's a 22.
Hey,
It's
then there
half
you
the
go.
weapons
That is
item
a
level
failure
one.
by 1.
So they're pushed up to 15 feet, but I guess it will continue until she hits a wall.
That is absolutely true. So yeah, that just becomes like their current movement speed. So
So they
move
go
her 15 feet in that direction.
Okay.
Okay, no worries. Anything else, Shade?
So that's my action, my move action, and then exocortex. I think the power is out, so I don't think I can electronically unlock these, but I'm gonna try to like send out a ping to unlock the door that I hadn't unlocked yet.
Sure.
on this
So you send out this ping, and true to form, without the electronic countermeasures, it needs to be manually unlocked. But no worries. You hold this grav gun out. You see this individual pushed away. Almost reflexively, 2 of the arms just swing and try to strike out, but they are already moving. That is your turn. That brings us to Echo. Bubbles, you're on deck.
I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
Question number 1.
Yes.
Did the echo units in the cells get out?
Most of them are out. There is one that is like on their way out right now. On initiative order 0, they'll be like gone.
So the door is open though?
Yes.
Okay. That's good. Second question, mag boots.
Yes.
Will they impact my echo speed?
That's a good question. I imagine so.
I have not used them in certain scenarios in the past because of that.
He's got a mess.
1 second here. 0 gravity, where mag boots can move your land speed across metal surfaces without having to attempt skill checks. It does not do anything to change your land speed. So as long as it is your land speed, yes. If you have something that says like I think it's your full speed. I think you're good.
Yeah.
I can't think of a place where you wouldn't be able to, as long as you're on a magnetic surface.
Sweet. Can Echo activate? It's in action to activate their mag boots? Is that what it is?
I think it's moved.
Maybe a swift.
I don't think it's a swift.
Oh, yeah, activate an item.
These magnets
Yeah.
can be activated as a move action. So as a
Sweet.
move action.
Move action, activate I have my haste
That'll put you
circuit.
down.
I shouldn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was gonna say, so I should have been on this side.
Yes,
and
and they
then
would be right there.
going this way.
15 feet still.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
All right. Let's see. Echo is going to zip back around to the kitchens. Other way.
Through the people?
Yeah.
We'll move. Do you have 2 move actions?
Haste
Because haste circuit, right? Haste circuit. Love the haste circuit.
I didn't count it, so.
I mean, I have 80 movement speed, so I think I'm fine.
And you have dark vision.
This is like Shay from Campaign 1 at this point, where we just stopped counting.
Guess that
Do you have
80.
advanced senses?
Oh! Sorry.
It's okay.
Ooh.
Do I see? Am I anywhere near the kitchen?
You are. So from the blueprints that you have, you know that the room just opposite, right over there, is the kitchen, or the galley. And that is likely where they are. And in the dark here, actually, from where you are, you can in fact see a number of different colored lights that are shining under the room. You see glowing blue, you see this glowing white-green kind of beam, and then a glowing white-blue with a little bit of a softer cast, and you would recognize the eye colors of 546, 547, and 548 anywhere.
Echo's gonna. But they got the ping, right? Echo
Yeah.
sent out a ping of like,
Yes,
go
they did,
to
yeah.
this section. Cool. I was hoping that 80 feet would get me closer to Matilda.
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 Matilda is probably a copyright. That's why.
She
just a
hosts
name.
Ace of Roses.
Just a
Sorry.
name.
Echo
Natilda did?
Matilda.
Echo looks up and says to Natilda, "Stand clear of the doors."
Okay. You could see before she had just been almost like very casually laying down, but she pushes herself back towards the end of the bed, away from the door.
Alright. That's a 20 to hit the door.
20 absolutely hits the door. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's 18 points of acid damage.
18 points of acid damage. You almost melt all the way through the door. It is still very much intact, but you can already see with the damage that you've done, similar to other characters, even by like a relatively fit person just pushing against it, they can just move out as the door swings away, almost like a flap.
Follow the other evacuating prisoners to safety.
You can see this individual looks at you. They take a moment to really sort of take you in. And you can see what is your, what is your modifier for perception?
For perception, my modifier? Oh, buddy. That's a hefty 19.
19. The way that her eyes go down you, not only is she looking for like weapons, this is somebody who's very practiced at casing somebody, not just for like danger, but for valuable items in like an instant. This is somebody who is very good at analyzing a situation. She nods, she reaches behind the bed, and it's almost impossibly small between the bed and the wall, but she slides out a very thin briefcase.
What?
And makes her way over and out of the bed, and you can see like on their turn will move in this direction, you
Very
imagine.
base cash.
Prison jumpsuit briefcase.
That's
Honestly.
all
Just
of
like
Echo's
pulling
turn.
along the wall.
Huh?
Is she just like pulling along the wall?
No, she's on the bed right now, but we'll like push off from there.
Okay.
That's all of Echo's turn.
Alrighty, that is your turn, Echo. That brings us to Bubbles.
Hey, so Bubs was just healed.
Breathing?
Because there's no more there's no air.
Yeah, it'll probably be. So you guys are on a timetable where that likely won't be a concern.
Yeah,
If
30
you,
seconds.
if you,
Yeah.
so not that you guys would know this, with everything that's happening, there's probably about 15 minutes of air left.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys are fine for now.
But yeah, so it's not like immediately
Correct.
the air has been evacuated. Okay.
Bubbles.
Okay, Bubbles. Bubbles was just healed by Gibbs. So, as he's like floating in the air, he's like kind of like this. His flashlight's on his arm, and he's like kind of floating up. And he's like covering the flashlight as he's like kind of floating up. And he wakes up and he's like, he remembers where he is. He knows what he has to do. So he kind of goes for a bunt with the rocket hammer.
Okay.
And as he does that, the light comes on, and he bunts with it. And he's going to hit this guy right here.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a single attack. That's an 18.
Almost certainly going to hit.
And as Bubs does the hit, Bubs goes up, and the light just comes out of like, nowhere and shines him, and also the propulsion of the rocket, and Bubs just goes, peekaboo!
Okay.
Yeah.
Peekaboo!
Here's Bobby.
Those are good
Okay.
numbers.
We got a 9. We got a, I don't know what this is.
That's
That's
think
a
it's a
10.
yeah.
Because it's a rat.
That's
Oh,
So that's a
dude.
19.
Somebody got this for
it's
me.
32.
Okay, thank you. 32.
You want to trade out that
32
black one
points
for
of
this one?
damage.
32 plus 18.
Oh, he doesn't
Something
like
like
my
that.
D10 because they're hard to
50.
read.
Nice
Yeah, he
50
does.
points of
Yeah, you
damage.
can trade out the black one for that one.
Bubbles, as you come rocketing up, you can just hear this Vesk bark out. You've been talking back and forth, and not that either of you can understand the other,
Yeah.
but this individual, you can hear them just go, "Hurricane," and then bam, you lift up. There is this ignition. You can see in their eyes like the accelerating hammer, and you slam into them, and you can almost feel the bones inside the armor crack, and they make no more noise. They don't answer you back. They are down.
Which
I
one?
like to think his object
That is the one
permanence
that has
is
the big
kind of
rifle
just
right
like,
there.
That's Eka, and we don't want to let
Oh, yeah.
Eka out.
As that individual like floats up and away and kind of caroms off the wall, indeed you can see there is a low red light coming from within that cell, and currently sort of almost like bolted into this sort of bed-like frame, you can see a elite covert combat assaulter unit that has had a number of like different little tubes connected to this machine next to their bed, like put into their body, in their arms, their back, things like that. They seem relatively sedate at this moment.
and Bubs, after he does that attack, he kind of just like stabilizes himself with his kind of arm and knee pad thrusters.
Okay, sure. You swing this hammer, it slams in, and you would go like rocketing off
Yeah.
if it wasn't for these knee pads.
Yeah.
But you stabilize yourself. That is your turn, Bubbles.
Yep.
Alrighty. That brings us to the rest of the vest. So you take down the one on the cell block green. That leaves us with these two who are dealing with our Plog friend here. It is going to be one hit on Plog. And Plog is going to tank it and has a little bit of health left.
All he needs is a little
Plog
bit.
is starting to buckle.
But he just has to go ahead and do the old plug magic.
As much as they can. They are going to try that.
Plug to plug.
Oh my god.
What does the top one say?
Peshwari Nan, the Psalm of Souls.
That is all the rest of the Vest Guard who are currently present. We are going to see if there is any reinforcements coming. There is not. That brings us to Spice. Gibbs, you're on deck.
So remind me, everybody can only move if they're like grabbing handholds on the walls and stuff, and it's half speed or something.
Do you have a climb speed?
No, I don't have a climb speed.
Okay. So, for you to move, you need to find something to push off of that is either your size, either a little bit smaller than you or larger. When you push off, you will move like your speed away from it, and you'll continue to move until you find some way to redirect yourself.
Half your speed.
Well, I'm trying to think. Well, because I have mag boots, but I'm trying to think
Does
of.
everyone have mag boots?
We all have
We all
them.
do.
made
You do
them
too.
It was a gift. Yeah.
But I wear my rocket shoes.
I modified yours
Nice.
to be both.
Great.
Yep.
Love that.
I'm just trying to think if the prisoners. How are we gonna get the prisoners out? So I'm like, so we need someone to stand at like this wall, push everybody down this way, so they all float to Gibbs. Gibbs will then push them that way, and then I'll help everybody. I'm trying to think how we're gonna get all these people out the fastest.
It's the ice dungeon level in Pokemon.
was gonna say this is
Oh my god.
This is like a crazy
cuts deep.
Rube Goldberg machine.
So, hear me out. I think we all need to strategically plant ourselves so we can push the prisoners out.
This is Spice like floating through the air saying this while Bubbles just slams his vest into the wall. There's not a ton of time for communication, so
It's
what are you
pitch
doing?
black.
You hear Gibbs like panicking a little.
You hear
over here
Bubs yell, peekaboo.
as like the
Why? Why are
because
you
it's
panicking?
dark and I have at least 3 people. I have 2 more people I need to get out of it.
So it's 1, 2?
It's 1,
No.
2. I got jitters out. He just needs to get out.
But I had sent you the
But-
message to just get the fuck out because I can get them.
But you can't now.
Why?
Man,
There's no electricity.
I have to go that way anyway.
And then the echo units are in here.
Yeah.
So there's 3 bodies somehow in there.
Oh.
You know what Spice is gonna do? Spice is going to. So what is? Spice is going to
Really think about it.
cast it here. What she does, she takes out her length of cable.
Okay.
She's going to adhere it to the wall. And I'm going to move action, activate my mag boots, and get ready to start getting, like, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it towards Gibbs, the end of it towards Gibbs.
Okay.
And it keeps going because it's
Yeah,
gravity.
yeah, no worries. Okay, so you take this this thing, you cast it here, and you can feel the molecules just blend under your hand as you rub this into the wall.
I love
And then you take
this.
this
Figure
other
out
piece,
a way to get
you
people to
throw
escape.
it down.
It probably only goes half your throw speed.
Not throws.
Well, it
speed.
goes
on the
indefinitely.
Yeah, it goes
Right, but it goes at a certain rate every turn.
What is your
so
strength score?
Oh, it's actually going to be pretty fucking good for Spice, believe it or not. Let's
Spice
see,
has the
strength
best unarmed strike.
16,
Bubs.
which is my second highest stat.
So it just floats straight to behind where you are, Gibbs. You don't quite get it. It's like literally in the space behind you.
Right.
If you had sight, you could turn around and look and grab it, but you don't. So it's there. You just may or may not be aware of it yet.
Oh
That
shit, I should have
is-
lit something up. Your fucking green bean can.
I got it.
Yeah.
You're good.
That is your turn, Spice.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that brings us to Gibbs.
So Gibbs is starting to panic as she realizes that like the Yosokis are gonna start to panic.
Wait, hang on one sec. Yes?
Sorry, swift action. I'm going to have my cinema cue, my drone, start flashing lights.
Okay. So all of a sudden, Gibbs, you are aware of this rope because there is like flashes of light, and that pulls your attention, and you can see almost like this tentacle just unfurling towards you, this cord.
Cool.
And she goes, Gibbs, turn around!
Cool. I grab it. I understand the intent. I get what's going on here. Gibbs, move action, mag boots.
Okay.
Tobin is on Gibbs's tail. We already just established that.
Yep.
So Gibbs is going to, as an action, cast the token spell. And I would like to uncork my bottle and quickly shove it in. So that way the water, you know like when you put a water bottle on a flashlight? It
yeah.
makes it like better.
Oh!
Could I get maybe
Like a
10 more
lantern.
feet of visibility?
Rule of cool. Rule
Make a
of cool.
mysticism check.
Cool. Oh, wait, that doesn't count. I didn't. It
Yeah,
was a 19,
yeah.
but it doesn't count.
See this.
Wait, hold on, but my mysticism's amazing. 23, 29.
29.
Yeah, you have like a plus 36.
With a 29, you are able to use your bottle. It doesn't make it like super bright or anything, and
Yeah.
it's not the easiest
still
light
dim
to see
light.
by, but you can see a little bit better using your bottle.
I like
in
to
this
imagine
scan.
it's more like a lava.
Cool.
Yeah, very much like a
Yeah.
bottle.
And it's definitely like, because the liquid's not adhering to gravity, it's like sloshing around
Oh
a
yeah,
lot.
no, absolutely. It's not like super helpful, I would say.
Cool. Well, so now I have 40 feet of dim light.
Nice.
Green dim light that surrounds me. So that should help all of the Yosoki see. I want to get Tobin on the rope that was passed, and I'm gonna start lining up my feet to swimmer lane push down this hallway.
Okay.
And I'm like talking to all the Yosokis, like, don't worry, come find me. I'm the big green light, but also there's blinking lights, but the green light.
You give this piece of rope to Tobin, and Tobin turns to you and just goes, Gibbs, what do I do?
Just hold on. Over
They just
here.
hold on, and they just stay there.
Yep.
Okay.
But they're holding onto the rope, right?
Yep.
So if the rope was pulled, they would be like fish on a line.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You're gonna school children.
Are
these
you
days.
extending?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Love that.
So you're
It's the
extending
donut rope.
line to-
Okay. Okay.
Or I
Yeah,
guess,
because
does
it's
it-
like a 60-foot, right?
It's
right, but it's only
mad long.
It's behind you right
Let me
now.
see how much cable.
But
It's
I'm holding it,
120
and
feet.
Tobin's holding onto me, so we're all in the same spot.
But you're this.
Tobin and I are sharing a space because we can.
Yeah, they're both
And the
small.
rope is on my space. And so I am going take the rope, Tobin.
Gosh.
And then I am preparing with and like the other end of the rope, I'm gonna swim my way down this way.
You got clown car Yosokis in that space.
Oh, I guess I can, I don't have to swim because I got mag boots, but anyways.
There, that's your turn. That brings us to Mesra. So currently blind. As an action, they're going to make
With
a
rage.
perception check. But there are multiple blinds.
They're also moving.
They are, yes. And they're going to continue to move. That's 15 feet, right?
Yes.
So they start their turn by moving 15 feet.
Are they going end over end?
Yeah, and they're just going to
All of
grab
her
on
arms are like,
and just kind of push off, and that just sends them in this direction. And ultimately, they can't really go anywhere, but they do stop their momentum.
Wasn't there somebody in this cell?
That is Mesra's turn, and that brings us to all the others. So Echo, the final Echo unit, just runs. You see this blue fade, and the kitchen door bursts open. Or the galley door bursts open. Apologies. You can see spilling out. There is a trio of Echo units. You see 5, 4, 6. This is a Echo with glowing white-blue eyes. You can see no hair, but a bad spot of damage has been applied to the top of their head. Looks like they've been bashed in at some point. They have pale skin. Otherwise, they look exactly like you. And they are wearing an apron and holding a rolling pin. And you can see they just dart through the door. And almost as fast as you are, they just fly by. You can see there is no expression, but for an Echo unit, that is a look of gratitude.
Wait, they're not floating?
No, sorry. Oh, no, they're not floating. No, absolutely not. They're able to magnetize. So they continue to run.
You're magnetic?
You can see there is a second one, 547, who explodes out, white green eyes, longer hair that is tied into a ponytail. These are actually just extensions. All of it is just extensions that have been tied together. They are wielding a very large frying pan, and they also just fly right by. And then 548, they look the most like you. They only have one arm, but the other one is wielding a very dull chef's knife, and they too run by and in the direction of the airlock. But you watch as they just straight off the map and already
that's why
off in the
I
direction of the
have
robotics
videos.
command center. For the Yosokis,
I'm helping.
oh boy. Okay, so they climb out
Just shouting.
and they're just gonna fling themselves at you
Yay!
guys. They just slam into here. They can't share the same space as you, but they're in that space.
Cool.
They are still stuck. He's still stuck.
No, Minestrone's not.
Minestrone's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Plug is here.
No!
That's gonna be a
Oh,
thing.
what?
What?
Plug
He's
can
still
get through
holding on to
doors?
you.
Yeah, he's liquid.
He's liquid. He can
Oh, some Terminator
an inch or
bullshit.
larger.
Thank Jesus it's not Tobin.
Do I notice Plug about?
And they're gonna get. So actually, they would see that green light.
It's 40 feet, so it's double this.
Yeah, they're gonna actually go.
She's going away? Does she also have mag boots?
There, she does not. But I have to make an athletics check for her.
Oh, is she like pushing herself off walls?
Yeah, and
Okay.
she's very agile.
Parkour.
But not agile enough for a natural one.
Oh,
As
bitch
Echo-
is back
She
there.
just rolls out so cool with this briefcase, steps out, and then kicks off and slips. And they just kind of float into your shins and then are prone. But that is what they do. They're just floating in the air. Okay, that is everybody who is in the other category here. I have to make 2 plog attacks first for the plogs and cell block, or the single plog and cell block black.
Get him! Get him!
Where did my plog go?
I imagine
Yes.
Yes!
More plog!
More plug, babies!
What's the other one? Oh, nice, right here. This is great. So it just engulfs this guy.
Yes.
Yay!
That is still not a full plug. It's still in that one turn where it's kind of just gesticulating, but
But the evens.
It's digesting.
My boy girl
that is
thing.
the blog there. The second one,
Entity.
who kind of oozes over in front of Minestrone. You can
Plug,
just
no.
hear from
Bad
behind
plug.
you, Shade, as you're like firing this thing, and you see the other Mesra fly off in the corner. You could hear Minestrone just go, "What? No, 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 no!" And then there's
Plug,
this,
no.
and Plog just oozes over this Yosokis, completely engulfed.
Blocks
did
might
Plug
be an
get
issue.
there? What the
Can you put
fuck?
that right there? There was one. That was.
I'm gonna have
that
to
was,
deal with Plug
That was
after
Spice's
this.
Plug.
You have a
Yeah.
stern talking
What
to.
the fuck? Plug.
Now I got
had
two
info.
You
plugs.
see this
you gotta
minestrone
get out of there.
individual with
Oh,
your
I'm gonna
blind
switch
sense. You could
minestrone
feel
with this.
this Yosoki struggling on the inside of this ooze before their like sentience just turns off. And there is now more plug than there was before.
It's against you.
That
No,
is
it doesn't.
all of
Don't
the
let him
others.
eat Wicket.
I
That
know.
brings us to the
Don't
top
let
of the
him eat
round and
Wicket.
to Pajrodon. Pajrodon will continue to move forwards. And Shade, with your exceptional hearing through the silence here, you hear murmured through the steel, deteriorate.
He's plugging up.
And you could remove both of those plots.
both of the
Oh my
claws.
god.
What? That one was just born. You can't. That's cruel and unnecessary.
Do you love the Plogs or do you not love the Plogs? Because the Plogs are starting to eat people that you're friends with.
They're not gonna eat anybody from the Mosaic Corporation, but
Do they understand?
I'm chaotic neutral. That's her alignment,
So
so.
Pajrodon, without a way to propel themselves quickly, has to move wall to wall. And with the curves in Cell Block Black, it's a little harder. That is all that they can do. That brings us to Shade. Echo, you are on deck. Shade, this Yosoki clings to you. You can see Mezra just floating off and down the hall. You can hear this no, as Plog becomes Plog again. What you doing?
I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. If I go here, can I reach both of these doors simultaneously?
Like reaching out like this?
I mean, like, not on the same turn, but
Oh,
like,
yeah,
without having to move,
yeah.
like, do one and then do
That
the other
you're
from
going to
that
be
spot.
like, I practice this in my life. Bang! And you just like slam your head into one door, you punch the other two. But yeah, no worries. You can, from that spot, do that. Just kind of pivoting on your foot.
And that's my turn. Exocortex.
Was there anything that prevented attack of opportunity from Ezra?
I'm
Other
on
than
the
touch is going-
ceiling, and
It's just 10 feet up.
yeah, and I guess if she's still like,
Cognizant.
Yeah, she's definitely can sense you going by. It's not like, you know, with, especially with like magnetic boots.
no,
Dum, dum,
but-
dum, dum,
yeah,
dum,
she
dum,
gets,
dum.
she gets an attack.
Clink, 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 clink.
So there's a pretty substantial negative to this, and even with that, melee attacks are plus 23.
What the fuck?
That is going to be a total of only a 19 to hit. And so
Oh,
as you go by, yeah, with because there's a total of -8 conditional modifiers when you stack up being blind, when you stack up having off kilter as a condition. There's a couple things going on for her. So unable to strike as you fly by. You could hear this Yosoki just suck all the wind as they try to make themselves as small as possible against you, and then you are able to just dart around the corner. And as you get to this place, you can hear all the Yosoki just shouting out for Gibbs, and then suddenly there is light as green light just bathes the hallway from Gibbs. And that is your turn, Shade.
and then for my exocortex, I noticed this guy. Who is that?
You have done very good research on all of this. The exocortex has nothing to do with it, but it is an individual.
Well, it's more. I'm asking so that I can know what
He's
I
pulling
can
up
do
the
with
file in the hard
exocortex.
drive.
This
What
individual.
makes sense to do against them?
Yeah, this individual. They are handsome. They are blonde. They stand about 6'5". In this moment, with the light coming off of
It's this
Gibbs's
fucking
can,
asshole.
they're
Oh,
actually
the dogs
wearing
are-
a suit that is made from a prison uniform, several
This
of
is
them,
Albert,
to
isn't
create downward-facing pinstripes. They are reading what looks like a Frolic Gal magazine on the bed, and they just kind of look up at you. They're still wearing sunglasses on the inside of this prison.
That's
dark.
fucking Albert the Puller, right?
Charming.
That would make sense.
I'm gonna hack into his eyes.
Okay.
I'm using,
Carbon cartel human trafficking trade.
I'm using
That magazine.
my exocortex action to do a computer's check against the cybernetics installed.
Yeah, go for it.
And the DC is 15 plus 1.5 his CR. Yikes.
No, that's not Albert.
That is a natural
It's this guy.
one.
But unfortunately, that is not gonna do it.
You get a virus.
You try to hack into this, but these are relatively advanced cybernetics. There is something to these that you sense are allowing them, when they look with these sunglasses, they can see you absolutely in the dark here. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, that is your turn, Shade. That brings us to Echo. Bubbles, you're on deck.
Oh, I guess free action if I could have just like
Launch Wicket.
launched Wicket towards the green light.
No, it's not a free action to launch Wicket.
No. Like, let him just like squeeze his arms off and be like, just let go for a second. And let the momentum of me running this way continue to guide him.
Let go or something.
No, it's fine. I'm not gonna. He'll stick
Echo, what do you want to do?
It's fine.
So, Echo, did you give everyone the airlock that the director's pulling up to that you want everyone to vent out of?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, director's coming here. This is our escape.
Okay,
So get here to get on the director.
sweet.
And you are sending the echoes to the shuttle.
Yes.
Which we have confirmed via Whispercom.
I'm just looking to see if I have anything that will help me adhere a grenade to a wall.
That would be awkward. No,
You know,
we
human
that he
saliva is
took-
pretty
we know that he
sticky.
took one of
I
those.
can do it if you can get to me.
Just if you're next to you. Don't think that's
Yeah.
good.
Echo is going to
Tie it down with your shoelace.
Definitely.
Now the gym.
No.
Echo goes, my lucky shoelace.
One of your veins is a wire, probably. Sorry.
I thought we were past
And your blood is electricity.
Hell yeah.
electricity in my veins.
You're like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Echo, like, edges their way around Natilda because no trust. No trust spy. And then makes a beeline towards Spice, knowing that Spice can adhere things.
50.
Is it an action to hand off something or a swift action?
I think it's a swift action. So here. Okay, that would be.
Ooh, hello, your hands are so soft.
It's an interaction action, so swift action.
Echo hands off, not the decoupler, the Thastron grenade.
Okay.
Puts it in her hands,
Pulls the pin.
looks her like straight in the eyes, and says, "Attach this to the airlock," and points at the airlock.
Behind us? Which one are you
It'll
talking about?
blow it open.
Well, yeah.
That's not an open airlock.
But you know what that also does?
Vacuums us
oxygen.
out.
It sucks all of us out into space to die.
No.
Why would we die?
Yeah, what?
Well,
Well-
look at the Yosoki.
A lot of the Asoki probably can't
Also,
really breathe.
also, like, space is cold.
Yosoki don't
yeah.
need to.
And then, like, all your moisture comes out, too.
yeah,
It's, like, really bad.
it's like, yeah, we'll
Even if you
just,
have a really good skin routine,
we'll just
you lose all the moisture.
depressurize and, like, basically explode.
Bugs have-
or
Well, good thing
implode.
it'll take
Anyways.
Spice like 8 turns to get there.
Yeah.
Fine.
I
Echo,
also have no idea what airlock you're talking about. So you see Spice just going, okay.
Fine. Echo doesn't hand her the Thastron grenade. Echo hands her the pheromone grenade.
Okay.
And instead says, "This might be helpful for getting out."
Read me what a pheromone grenade does.
So a pheromone grenade. This is a Mark
It's
II.
pheromones all over you, and it makes all the things go.
Or I could read it, you know.
I like us guessing.
It's a will saving throw, and a creature that fails its save is fascinated for a number of rounds equal to the mark.
That's what I said.
So for you,
Makes you
Put
go,
this
"Ooh."
straight into into Spice's hand. Anything else, Echo?
and then continues on with the remaining 80 movement, all the way towards the direction
That was
of.
50.
Yeah, well, I can't break up movement,
Oh, yeah,
and then
30.
I have 2 move actions.
Okay, great.
So then goes to robotics lab.
Oh, robotics lab? That's
So
off
you-
map. Right.
Yes.
Just run out into the robotics lab.
This way.
And as you
Would you go this hallway?
I go whatever hallway is available.
Well,
the door is open and the halls in the robotics command are pretty eerie. You can see amidst the chaos, it's quiet. Yes.
are the doors opening?
So the doors were left open from the last Vesk who entered from here.
Okay, so this one.
So that door is open.
You live in a barn?
You can see the entire deck is scattered with Vesk corpses, drone parts of really your own creation through the destruction that you wrought, and thousands of tiny UPV pellets that float through the air as somewhere on this floor a UPV hopper has likely just upended and just spilled around. Yes.
Can I take my null space chamber and just like hold it as I run to catch as many things as I can?
Wow,
I
sick.
think that would probably also be a swift action, and since you've used one to hand off an item, you can't. But you would have been able to, yes.
I haven't taken an action this turn.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely. This null space, these are pelting your armor. You are being hit with them, but you see literally thousands. And so you will gather a good number just no matter how you go with these.
Jellyfish net, yeah.
Clang, 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 clang,
Like
clang
running
down.
down Sonic or Mario.
You
right,
see
goes
in
down
the
path, gets all the
distance,
points.
one of the other Echo units, the last one to go, is already almost at the shuttle, and they are like rounding the corner. And there you can see, gathered around that hallway, there is the sort of almost like a Charlie's Angel of Echo units. You see glowing red eyes, glowing blue. You see mostly blue, different shades. But you see 4-4, 4-3, 4-2. They're just all there. And with glowing red eyes and dirty white hair, you see 899, who is also present amongst this gathering.
Nice.
And they are just kind of spread across this corridor as the last one makes their way in. They all turn to like enter into this airlock and shuttle. But you are on your way there as well.
The ladies' angels.
That is your turn, Echo. That brings us to
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Bubbles.
Pallades angels.
Oh, I heard ladies' angels. I was like, we all know they're non-binary. Like, come on, dude.
Pallades.
Yeah. Anyways, Bubs is going to be going 15, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And as he does it, just for flavor, for this attack, he is going to be riding on his little rocket hammer. That's just for flavor, just for fun. And then he's gonna go up and do a big old strike.
You're gonna have your wicked moment.
Oh,
Defying gravity.
I haven't seen that yet.
You can see these two vests, the most recent ones to enter this combat, are just like floating end over end here. They haven't had the chance to right themselves yet.
That's an 18 again.
What? We know that hits.
And Bubs is gonna say, as he's peeling the corner, he's gonna say, guess someone forgot to pay the electricity bill. And bam!
Okay.
Right from his leg. It's kind of like a leg kick with the hammer.
Yeah, sure, no problem. It's a very awkward looking in zero gravity. This wouldn't, or in any gravity whatsoever, this would not work. But there is none.
Where'd they go?
What are you looking for?
The dice that he
Yeah, they were
stole,
like
probably.
right here.
All your millions of
I see
D10s.
one right there in front of you. Is that the dice you look for?
No,
What are you
that's
looking for?
He had a bunch of
just-
D10s.
Someone else give me.
all the D10. They're probably in your tray of 1,000
are.
D10s.
Someone else give me more, because I took them all and I lost them all, and now I need more.
Ooh, 9, 8.
10,
There's some more D10s
Damn,
again.
that's some good numbers.
10, 18, and what is this? I can't see.
The 9.
Okay, so 18
can't see
plus
that far.
9 is
27.
I can.
The glare's got it.
27 plus 18 is 30, 40?
No.
Nope.
45.
45. I just knew that those end numbers didn't add up that way. 45 points of damage. You slam into this individual,
We just
and
looked at each other like,
the green cell guards, not nearly as constituted as the others. They are still up, but that rocks them. They slam into the ceiling, slam back down onto the floor, and kind of bounce back up. You can hear this one actually speaks a little bit of common, and they just go, fuck, and just like floating end over end. But that is your
I
turn,
think
Bubbles.
Bubs does like a flip in the air with the momentum.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's it, yeah.
That brings us to the rest of the Vesk. So that Vest is just bouncing end over end.
Oh, and
They are going to take a attack against you. They are off kilter, and so that will affect this. That is not going to be great. Does a 25 hit? Bubbles.
No.
All right. The one who is off kilter that you hit tries to swing their Dashko at you. You see the glow of the magma as it by your leg, but they are far off and they just kind of end over end. The other one will take an attack, and that is even worse. And so these two Vesks swinging without taking the care to stabilize themselves are unable to really do anything. The final Vesk, who is over in cell black, will take a full action to run.
No, fuck out of here.
but he's floating, so it's not.
Bubs is
gonna
just gonna laugh at them as he misses him.
I like the
How's
image
he-
because
how's he moving like that?
athletics.
Damn, he's got mag boots, but fucking Pajodon doesn't.
It's
Padrodon, you remember he wasn't really wearing armor or like clothing
Right.
because he was like
'Cause
floating
he-
around.
Well, guess he should have
Yay!
worn some fucking pants.
But also,
I like the
no.
visual
It
that
wasn't
Echo,
Terminator at
because
all.
those two
Oh,
guys
I
have
penguin through it. I
Dashkas,
don't know.
is just like going
But I
back.
don't remember how Pawn got there, so
Between
I
them,
don't
like,
fucking know.
It's a bad time. But that particular Vesk is just rushing through, trying to get to these two plogs. And for him, no matter where he goes, this entity that he kills just keeps coming back. It's just the
Haunted.
same
Yeah,
thing.
PTSD.
And running
Very
through
different
in this-
experience.
Yeah, so like for him, this is an invasion of your ship. This is like an eldritch nightmare that is coming to life. They have no
Dead
real
space feelings.
Yeah, like you guys are probably in their mind just other prisoners like trying to escape this horror.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
Get back, prisoners! I'll protect you. They're playing a survival game. The rest of you are in sci-fi.
I
land.
guess this part of the ship is gonna crash on a planet and just infest the whole planet.
I've thought about the outcome of this. Yeah. So in case there's like a Mosaic Team 5 like campaign 2, I've thought about some of the decisions that you guys have made and how this will impact them.
The planet of the
Yearning's gonna be
Pog.
the
Yeah,
Well,
probably the yearning.
I was thinking maybe in like 10 years, 20 years, we could just revisit.
I want to play
Anyways.
Plug. I want Plug to be a player.
Everybody's
Player.
oops, all
Yeah.
plugs.
Yeah,
That was all of our Vesk. That brings us to Spice. Gibbs, you are on deck.
Okay. Shit. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
This guy's in his
30.
cell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not letting that one out. What I'm gonna do is. This is a narrow hallway, right?
Yeah, very narrow.
But we're all small.
Out of my way.
Nobody else can share your space. Two small creatures.
Can I? So I'm gonna go up onto the ceiling, walk around them. and
You
do it.
can't. So with 10 feet of space, it really is congested. Two creatures
Can I
sharing
squeeze?
space.
Because of squeeze through? Because of my what's that called? Theme knowledge.
She's a
I
little
can
street
use
urchin.
Yeah, street rat.
And we'll
I
help.
street rat. Squeeze through.
So what I'll say is, as you begin to like run through there, you have mag boots.
yeah.
So magnetized as these are, it's a move action. You already activated them last turn. You run along. You can try if you have to make like an acrobatics check. We'll call this to kind of just like again Tetris your way through the two Yosoki and this cord and this other Yosoki who are all kind of floating in the same space.
Okay.
If you fail, you are going to collide with all of them, and you're going to all kind of go spiraling off in
Be
different directions.
dominoes.
We're
So
holding.
you definitely can. It's not like the hardest thing you've ever done,
I'm just okay.
but there's consequences to if it goes wrong.
I don't want to do that because I don't want to send Tobin towards Plogs. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna delay,
Okay.
and I want them to move because I want to plug up that hallway so the Plogs can't
Okay.
come through.
That's
Like
smart.
billiards.
So my whatever trigger is
us moving.
yeah,
all
you guys
these,
moving.
Okay. You will hold your turn for when Gibbs and the rest of the Yosoki move. Gibbs, it is your turn.
So Gibbs sees we've got Tobin and Jitters in this little corridor, and is gonna go. Don't worry, Spice is gonna help you out. And then I don't know. I'm gonna leave this little corridor, and I'm gonna take my rope with me.
Okay. So you
So
it starts snaking
rope just begins to
around.
move
yeah. So like from wherever she's tethered it, however much I have, I'm taking it.
through. Okay.
Okay.
Let's
So you have
write
120 feet, I believe.
Cool. So
So yeah, that's the starting point.
yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. And you're starting from here, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Hold on, I gotta think. Yeah, I can get there. And then I'll say, Wicket, let go. And then I shove, like, Wicket onto the rope this way.
Okay.
Can I move Wicket?
Wicket's still. I'm
Attached.
here.
Yeah, Wicket's
so.
like clinging
Yeah,
on.
so he's
to the
actually-
shade
I feel
and
like
is-
5
Wicket's
feet away
safe
still.
on Shade. I don't feel like he's just going for a ride.
Okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
I'm gonna start helping with this door. While Shade does that door, maybe this turn we can resolve Yosoki land.
I'm just gonna take him off because he's effectively
Yeah,
on mine.
yeah,
and
that
this
makes
is
sense.
Too big a mini.
Agreed. It's not a mini, it's a maxi now.
Cool. Great. I'm just
Alrighty.
gonna. Can I got things that are 5 pounds. I pull out of my pocket a paperweight,
Okay.
but it looks like it's like a corporate pride symbol. So it's like a really like rainbow with like a sad face on it.
It currently weighs 5/10 of a pound.
I pull out. Do I have anything that weighs?
50 pounds?
I would need 50 pounds.
10 times.
Yeah.
Fine.
Anything divided by 10 is the weight.
Then I'll do it the old-fashioned way, and I weigh 50. Do I weigh 50 pounds? How much do I
How
weigh?
much do you weigh?
Yeah, I would
Never
imagine.
ask if you Soki hit.
No, because if you weigh 50 pounds now, that means that you weighed 500 pounds before.
No, but I think her base weight is 50
If
pounds.
my base weight, I need
if
something
your
that weighs
base weight is
5 pounds.
Yeah, if your base weight is 50 pounds, that's a problem. I mean,
Okay.
I feel like, you're at least the size of a small child. And kids are like 60 or 70.
No, average weight 60 to 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Great.
So-
Can I telekinetically projectile myself then?
I don't think so. I think it says object. It's telekinetic
fuck.
shove?
No, it's object. You're right.
Yeah.
Too bad you can't use your bottle.
Yeah, shove your bottle
I
while it's
can't.
attached to you.
Fine. I'm just gonna.
Break the game.
Yeah, that zero gravity does a lot of things. What you doing, Gibbs?
I'm just gonna gnaw at the lock,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna.
You chew on the lock as hard as you can.
This is centered on you.
Yeah, but it's huge. It's 40 feet. It's double that. But
Good thing we have dental now.
You can see directly in front of you is 9, this gray Yosoki with the bright pink paws. They're just like rooting you on. You can see
help me! If there's 2 of us, does it get better?
They just go, fine. They start chewing on it. You just hear the sound of 2 Yosoki. It's just like having, if you've ever had pet hamsters with like the little metal bars in
Yeah.
a cage. They
Yeah,
just
just
same exact
I hope
sound.
they both break through the lady and tramp kiss.
Oh, man. So, anything else,
cute.
Gibbs?
Does it seem effective?
No.
Gibbs,
Damn.
I will unlock. You help them.
Okay, I'll be right here. Wicket, jump!
You say, and that is your turn, Gibbs. That brings us to Mesra. So, Mesra, knowing that, quote unquote, knowing that Shade is directly down this hall, they're just going to launch themselves like a missile straight down this way.
Nice.
There's gonna be like 10
Damn, I
logs
wanted
here.
to be able to save Mesra, but
I know.
she's too lost.
I like
I don't know how to
Mesra.
not have her attacking us anymore.
Well, once that guy dies, she loses
Right, but I
command.
don't want to attack.
And then can you pull the red hand just straight off and then put
that's-
Mesra 1 space forward as she just bursts through this plug. There is an element
No!
of this Yosoki that is just splattered out, partially
We like
dissolved.
Mesra.
I
and
like
just
Mesra,
reappear in front of this.
but I really want at least 1 plug to make it through.
That brings us
Plug on the
to
ship.
all the others.
Please.
So the Yosoki who you have freed, they take this line and they begin to haul themselves in the direction of Spice.
Fine. And that would trigger your, because they're clearing themselves.
All right. So she's like, okay, honeys, right this way.
Can they move through her
And where are
space?
you going?
I'm going
As
to
long as
go.
they're not stacked, they can.
Nope, other way. I'm going right here.
Okay.
And in this space, you see, since it's like a tight hallway, she does this with her hands, and I'm casting it here on the square. So if anything tries to pass through it, they have to make
On
a
this
strength
square?
threat. Yep, on the square I'm standing
On the
on.
one, on this one.
Yeah. So I guess I'll stand right in front of it then, and she'll kneel down,
There you
and
go.
I'll just go. Whoosh, and
Okay.
anything that tries to go through it has to make a strength check.
Phenomenal. And so they will continue to move. And this is
And
the
she's like
airlock that you guys are
ushering the
indicating, right?
babies.
Yeah, but they're. Okay.
Nice to see you again. Yes,
And then
yes,
they will
yes.
fling
You're free
themselves
now.
off to move forward
Cool.
and continue to go.
This is giving real tour guide vibes.
Yeah.
Do they move
She's
that
doing this with
distance
her
on their
hands
turn?
like a
The end of their turn.
air,
gotta
runway
like,
And that
thing.
brings us to the top of the round and to Padradon.
Yeah.
So Padradon is going to push themselves off of this.
Roll poorly and go the wrong way.
No, they still can only get to right here. Yes, they roll well.
I hope they roll poorly and it goes
And they're
the
good.
opposite way.
Nice.
So they are getting closer. For you, who is probably closest, Spice, you can hear like the Jaws theme song start to play. But that is where they get to. That brings us to Shade. Echo, you are on deck.
I'm gonna unlock the door here.
Okay.
With my action.
Okay. So go ahead and make an engineering check.
Yeah, I'm doing just manual
It's
unlocks.
You shove.
There's no
Gibbs'
modifiers for
head aside
that,
and
but
go,
it's less pleasant to do.
like, stop chewing the hand, idiot.
That didn't land in. That did the same thing. Third
3
time's the
rerolls.
charm. That's
DMs hate this trick. It's cocked.
It's actually really close. As you try to do this, Gibbs just starts chewing on the lock, and then you could just hear, "No, you're doing it wrong, Gibbs!" And then the other Yosoki starts to chew on the lock, and you have to fight between the Yosoki to get to it, but easy enough once you do, you pop the door right open.
And we kiss.
Then it gets
Aww.
But it's all like metally and their mouths get all bloody.
Right? It's like
Tastes like
teenagers with
pennies.
braces.
You hear your teeth breaking as you just
This is
collide.
the worst.
But no worries, you have freed 9.
9. And then I'm going to move to this side so I can get the next door, but be a little closer to do my last lap. And I'm gonna message to everyone, because the director's gonna be here in 3 seconds, according to the director. It's been 2 rounds, 6 seconds per round.
I thought it was 3 rounds. So
Yeah, it's 30 seconds. He said he'd be there
Well,
in
it's 30 seconds,
It's
but it
6
was
seconds.
2
I
rounds
think-
before the power went out, so
Yeah.
that's 12 seconds, and then there's 18 seconds left since when we started.
I believe
but
you
2
have 6
rounds have
seconds.
happened, so we have 6 seconds
One more
left.
round. Yep.
And like, very
Okay.
technically, if we take the narration into account, 3 seconds. But yeah, we
Okay.
have exactly 6 seconds.
And I'm just going to ping to the team the countdown again.
Okay, again, boom, updated on all of your heads-up displays. That is your turn, Shade.
Yes.
All right, you have freed almost all of the Yosoki. The only one left, Orphan, this male white Yosoki, skunk-like patterning of darker fur on their face and back. She leans forwards and she says, "If you give me a weapon, I can help." And she reaches these 2 little Yosoki paws out through the bars. But that is your turn.
If she says that, can I use a swift action to just
Yank her through the bars.
Oh God.
She only has cartilage for bones. She's a rat.
I have my laser pistol,
Yeah?
and I'm gonna say, "Can you get yourself out?"
She'll take this and she'll say, "Yeah, I can use this."
And then I'm
She
gonna
holds it, and you can see, like, as the initial grip is very melee focused, this is not somebody who uses ranged weapons a lot, but it's a weapon, it's matter, it will eventually work.
Okay. I'm gonna entrust her then to get herself out and move the rest of my movement. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,
This
35,
android could be
40.
the weirdest club I've ever seen.
So you hand off this key and you rush away using the bag
recoil.
boots to adhere to the ground. There are floating bits of detritus that strike you along the way, but you rush through no problem. Anything else, Shade?
That's it.
Alrighty. That brings us to Echo. Bubbles, you're on deck.
Echo is going to close the distance to 899.
Okay.
Quick double check the area.
You look around the area, and here it is relatively still. There is ominous shapes floating through the darkness. There are little speckles where the elements of kind of acidic gas and ash have kind of collected in the air into these little clumps. But aside from that, you see no Vesk, you see no robots. It is relatively quiet here, save a haul of Echo units.
Amazing.
Have we forgotten anyone?
They turn, they look at you, and kind of analyzing this, they say, "We are all accounted for. You have saved us."
Aww.
Echo's gonna get on the shuttle and say, "We are needed."
Almost lockstep in unison, this full group of Echoes, and then 899 just a tiny bit off, make their way onto the shuttle, and you are all aboard. You can and the Echo units
Reunited!
are safe from the Vesk. And Echo, you would imagine that when you rest next, provided you survive to the director, you will level up.
Yay!
That is Echo's turn. That brings us to
Yeah.
Do I have an action
survivor.
to like start up the shuttle again?
Yeah. I assume that's what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to put it out there.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Push the visor down, take the keys out.
I dropped the keys.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
All right,
Starter's
Everyone,
busted.
I
Bubs
lost
is going
the
to
keys.
Bubs is gonna hold the flashlight up to his face and kind of do that like campfire spooky like face.
Okay.
And he's gonna say, "I am the scary stories you hear at night."
Look,
And so we'll attack. That's a 4 plus 17, 20.
That is a miss, unfortunately.
Yeah, well,
You say, I have the thing that goes bump, and then you swing, and you miss. You hear one of them who's still spinning end over end go, fast intentest, and the other one just goes, don't know, fucking weird. And he's like still swinging end over end, but they have no idea. One of them has no idea what you're saying. Really, neither
No,
of them do.
fucking weird.
That is your turn, Bubbles.
Yep.
All right, that brings us to the Vesk. These two Vesk are going to use a move action to activate their mag boots, yank themselves back down, and with no more negative modifiers, they're going to each take an attack against you. First one is going to be a 24 against your KAC. Bubbles.
doesn't hit.
And then a 25 against your KAC. And so one slams into you, but it just reverberates off. In the zero gravity, they can't really dig in. You can see the boots just skid along the deck, but you are fine. That is all of the Vesk who are still... oh no, one more. They are going to swing at Plog.
Ah.
Oh, this might be it.
Well,
Ezra's there.
oh no, because Nezra killed the
And then finally, at long last,
The plug
Plog
is done.
threat has ended.
It's okay, there's still some plugs unaccounted for from 11 to 15.
As they take this hammer and just bring it up and slam it down, the magma
Plug
just
served its
burns through
purpose.
the plug,
It's
and
fine.
they just spatter
Plug
across the
lives
ground.
on in all of us.
Actually, Matt, 11 through 15, that's like a prank that frat boys do where they actually just like release a couple other prog numbers, but they actually don't really exist. So it makes people think that they're
Pigs 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is
One,
all
two,
of our Vesk. That brings us to Spice. Gibbs, you are on deck.
Spice screams out in devastation as she watches Plog's body splash
dark
against.
vision?
Yeah, I have 60 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Infrared
it's those-
sensors,
It's
baby.
the eyes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't see
She
Plug,
hears a
but and she sees like red splats on the wall.
To anybody else, it would look like just raspberry jam on the ground, but to you, it's like Plog's outstretched hand just falling down like that. And
So-
you know what it means.
Sagittarius.
She
Yeah.
says a prayer for Plug, and I'm going. That's my action. Just kidding.
Okay, yeah, for sure. You mourn.
Yeah, mournful action. I'm going to hold and wait for Isoki so I can shove them down the line.
Okay, you reach your hands out, ready for the Isoki. You can see one of them turns, coming out of this kind of cage as Gibbs is trying to free them. You are ready for the final one, but that is your turn, Spice. That brings us to you, Gibbs.
If I hold my action, can I move and then hold my action or no?
No.
Okay. Then, hearing the exchange that Orphan could be fine, Gibbs is gonna kind of wait and see, because, like, on their turn, 9 is gonna move to the rope, and we'll, like, narrate that. Like, Gibbs will, like, narrate, like, go to the airlock, follow
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
you know?
Please follow the green light towards the exit.
Yeah, Spice is doing this with her
Yeah.
hands at the. at
So
the
I will
corner.
delay my turn and wait and see if Orphan gets stranded or
Okay,
not.
no
And
worries.
if the door is not opening, Gibbs is gonna figure out how to solve that problem.
There you go. You delay Gibbs. That brings us to Mesra. So Mesra is going to push themselves here, and then as an action, propel themselves through the air here, and we'll meet with Spice midway.
Get stuck.
No, because she's floating, but she can only get that far if
She doesn't fuck up her
and she's fine. So
Oh, hey girl. What's up?
around the corner, this individual like comes around. You can see two of the arms brace against the wall, kind of turns and then just
Medra?
pushes, just shouting and roaring. And all four arms are ready to punch. And Spice, you can see you brace and you get ready for them to punch. You get ready for them to punch, and then their face just collides face first into your stomach, and they like rebound off for a second as they can't see. And so they're just kind of flying blind. They can't take an attack because that is their full action to move that far by only 5 feet. But that is all that Mezra can do. That brings us to the rest of the others. The Yosoki.
Yes.
So these Yosoki scamper into the airlock.
Do we know what spell is holding her right now? Is it command?
Command.
But it's like Starfinder command?
Wait, that's me.
We don't
Let's see,
know
sorry.
for sure.
So they're out, right? You got
Yeah,
them
but
out?
they're gonna follow the rope, hopefully.
2, 3, 4, 5. And so, Spice, you get one Yosoki in her arms. Okay, they're going to point this weapon at the bars, close their eyes, and they're going to fire.
No.
And there's a spray of sparks as they slide out.
Cool.
Way to go.
Can I accept them?
I accept you.
What?
Because they don't have back boots. And so actually,
shit.
as they float over, they are going to try to just grab onto the table to stop themselves. And they'll be fine with that. So I'm just going to keep walking around. Thank you.
So they're there.
Yeah, Gibbs, you see there's the spray of sparks, and then you see this white Yosoki, almost skunk leg patterning, just comes floating out, and they look at you, and you can just hear, Gibbs?
Yeah.
And then they have to reach down and just cling onto one of these stools, but they're there.
Cool.
That is all of our Yosoki. Whew, that's a lot. Okay, that is bringing us to the top of the
Wait,
round.
Wait,
Can I resolve my turn now?
We
yes,
need
yes,
to
yes.
I
resolve.
just want to raise my hand too.
Also, does Matilda move?
Oh, yes, Matilda does move on all others. She has to get up. Oh, no, she doesn't even have to get up.
She just floats.
She's gonna, easily just kick her way down and just spin around and just go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's still technically prone, but just swimming through the air.
Okay. So I connect Orphan to the line.
Okay.
But then there's this bad thing happening right there.
Yeah, it's not great.
Can I spend my action to cast? I'll cast a Mind's fog.
Spike.
Mind's
Spike.
Mind spike.
There you go.
Sure, whatever. Or Mind's thrust.
Mine thrust. There we go.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Can I cast it at? Let's see. I'll cast it at the spell slot I have left, which is. I got a 4th spell slot left. Look at me go.
Oh.
Can I cast it at the 4th level,
Do you need
please?
to be able to see?
Nope.
Good.
I have dark vision.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there anybody here that doesn't?
Bubbles.
Oh,
Because humans-
I have a
Bubbles.
flashlight.
Technically, everyone
ass.
has a flashlight on their environmental suit.
Bubbles is the only one that makes use of it, though.
Yeah, she's not.
I think Bubbles is the only one that needs it.
Spice was just completely shrouded in darkness.
Wait, my bad.
Nice.
4th level. It needs it's a saving throw, a DC 21, please.
Okay.
Will.
And that is Will.
Yes.
That is 25.
Okay, it still takes half damage.
Okay.
And it's fatigued for 1 round.
Okay.
Wait, the target is fatigued for 1 round if it. Oh, sorry.
No,
Not
if it
fatigued, but it
fails
takes
for more
half damage. Oh, it's 10d10. I'm gonna do it on my
Jesus.
computer.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry.
10d10.
Is she resistant? Nope.
38 damage.
38 damage, halved to 18.
that's not.
She is
ABC,
still
it's not
up,
one.
but that rattles her.
It's 19.
You could see has taken some damage from the elements of the Vesk beyond before that they were dominated, but here right behind you as they collide with you and rebound off, you see Spice. The eyes look up. They're not looking at you, but by you. She's about to roar, but then you can just see the eyes like squint shut, and then they burst this blood out of their nose. They are hurt badly, but they are still alive. Anything else, Gibbs?
She's hurt.
What? So I don't need to break up my movement because I have night boots.
Okay.
So I can actually go
I'll do it.
there and back.
Save her.
I do want to save.
Cool. I'm good.
We're out.
Okay,
Thank you.
you are good. That brings us to Mezra.
Wait,
Yes.
Oh yes.
I would like to also resolve my action.
Sure.
So I think Spice feels this bump in the small of her back. She's gonna turn around, see all 4 arms floating in space. And what she's going to do is she's going to bonk. I'm gonna bonk her down so she gets stuck on the floor square.
Okay.
But I also non-lethal damage. I want to try to knock her out.
Okay, so make an attack roll.
We might get a bounty out of this.
Yeah, so I'm just going
Vincent literally
to...
tried to declare, like, right after he murdered a dude. He was like, I slit his throat. Non-lethal.
Yeah, non-lethal slay.
I cut his head off. Non-lethal!
She's just gonna, like, butt of her fist just boom
Yeah,
on her
no
head.
problem. Go ahead, make that attack roll.
Okay, let's see if I don't even unarmed strike. I do. Oh yeah, all right. This is like Spice's best thing she can do. Yeah, all right. That what? Yeah. Oh, it gets close to 40.
That's gonna hit.
Yeah. Wait, it's actually 30. It's not. It's 31.
That still hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spice's punch, man.
All right, so it's 15 plus 1.
So 16.
16 points of damage.
Spice, you see this individual, they reach back to roar, you see the blood out of their nose. There is this look that they shoot in the direction of Gibbs, and in that moment you have an opening. All 4 arms are back, you take the butt of this hammer and you just slam her on the top of the head. The head slams into the floor and just gets stuck fast as she is unconscious and fails that saving throw.
We finally did something good.
She had 4 points of health left.
Okay, nice, Gibbs.
I was almost positive Gibbs was going to kill her with the mind thrust. That was a very low damage.
It was
roll.
very low damage for 10d10.
Rare.
But unconscious and adhered to the floor is Mesra.
How much is she worth?
That is
She's not.
More worth it for
She's not. She's.
Mesra's turn. That brings us to
Maybe we should have waited to celebrate.
others. That brings us to the top of the round to
more
Pajrodon.
worth for info.
So Pajrodon is going to propel themselves forwards.
look.
Now lying down.
230k.
They can easily move. Let me make a check for it.
Okay.
They do on their turn here.
Yeah.
The strongest guy.
Actually,
Oh, he might be weak from the block.
no, that makes sense. So we'll just stay right there. They enter into the fray. That brings us to Shade. Echo, you're on deck.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. From here, I see Hisoka.
Oh, ew,
From
I
where
forgot
you
about
are,
him.
you can see this individual in this cell. They are currently still, even with the gravity gone, the cards are neatly laid out, adhering to the desk somehow. You can
ew,
see
he
this
looks
metal
so
desk, and the cards are almost like in the solitaire-like formation. And yes, you see a Lashunta who has blue hair. You can see the antenna. This is Hisoka. They match the description.
I'm gonna use my full action to move up to the cell,
Yeah.
and I'm going to, at the door, just say, Hisoka Imito.
You can see he turns around all the way on this chair, kind of floats up a bit, but holds on. And then he says, "Did Villaraz send you?
Ooh.
Are we finally getting out?"
Made a deal.
I am taking you with me.
Kind of gets up as if he's about to stand up, just floats, and then kind of goes around the chair and pulls themselves down to the ground. They pull themselves over to the door, and they nod. It's about time. We've got a job to do after all.
The fuck?
That's it. I had to full action to.
That is your turn. Shade, that brings us to Echo.
Sense motive.
It's 2 rounds to spin up the ship?
Let me double check, but I think so.
Because if it's 2 rounds, Echo's still spinning up the ship, and while they're doing that, is just like monitoring the scene.
Yep, that is absolutely correct. So you have one
Bonding
more
with your
round.
units.
You can see the shields have come
Later.
up, the sensors have come up, and you can see the director closing in fast on your ship. You can actually see from this distance, both of the escape pods have launched. The 10-ton shuttle that is up on the second deck has launched, and about half of the second deck has departed as Mosaic Team 1 has actually hijacked most of the upper deck to depart. from this
Nice.
thing.
And
And in this moment, actually, it flickers and just drops out of the drift randomly into real space somewhere. But that is what you see. Anything else on your turn other than just monitoring?
Continue to monitor. Want to
Okay.
make sure that the passage to ship is secure.
Okay. Make a perception check as you see the scanners come up on the shuttle. These are not terribly long range, and the debris is pretty dense in this immediate vicinity as the ship has disattached several parts.
That is 23.
With the 23, aside from that, and aside from one, what is called a
No,
truth
sorry,
tusk.
33.
What is a truth tusk escape pod? You actually get one life form aboard that would be about the size of a skittermander. They are currently just
Hey,
drifting.
they made it.
You also just barely catch the sense of a ship departing off of this Vesk ship. This is smaller, more the size of a fighter craft, and almost certainly the movements of this indicate that it is some kind of a fighter craft. And it slowly kind of loops and seems to be in like an orbiting pattern around the space. It seems to have some kind of a hostile intent. It's not trying to escape by any means. But that is your turn, Echo.
Can Echo spin up the weapons as part of that as well?
Yeah, it's everything comes online on the end
Okay.
of the next turn. That is your turn, Echo. That brings us to Bubbles.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Echo.
yes we do. We have a light laser cannon on the shuttle.
Oh, we added a light laser cannon?
It had one.
You have it. It came with one.
I
Right.
didn't really get
Anything else?
Echo would ping Shade and say, "We may have incoming."
Okay, you get this from Echo. Timely communication kind of tracks. Bubbles, what would you like to do?
I think as Bubbles missed that hit, he accidentally turns on the rave setting of his flashlight.
Okay,
And then Bubs is
as
just
all flashlights in 2250 have.
I had it when we did the Diego fight. Bubs went rave mode.
That's
on
true,
his light.
that's true.
I remember this. It's canon.
That's fair.
And Bubs is gonna just with the light being a strobe light effect, he's gonna just spin it around like a fan and kind of give like a nice cool fan effect as he's spinning it around.
It's on a
And
lanyard.
just- yeah. He's basically doing glow stick kind of
Sure.
it's the end of the rock is kind of bright and red.
Bubbles
so
would be a rave baby.
he just goes up and he hits him right in the head
As
with
in,
the
like, a baby
bottom of the hammer as he
conceived
goes
out of a
around.
Go ahead and make your attack roll.
This is gonna be
Absolutely.
a single attack.
Bubs is desperately trying to find himself
Yeah.
post breakup in any party setting that he can.
That is a 7 plus 17, which is
24.
Quaaludes?
Close.
Those sound
Against
fun.
KAC or EAC?
I believe.
So I can't have any. I'm a
KAC.
vegetarian.
Unless I hit him with the edge of the fire of the hammer. Is that a
Spice
thing?
has dosed Bubbles with Molly like 40 times at this point.
It's the best one.
He's like, why do I feel so good? Why is everything so soft?
Sorry, I was on the wrong stat block
I
here.
wonder I grew up drugging.
Yeah, that doesn't hit
Probably
Bubbles.
illegal.
Hey!
That is
At least
in fact
immoral.
illegal.
Yeah, it's more immoral than it is illegal.
No, it's both.
No,
It's both.
pretty,
In
pretty
2250,
firmly both.
certainly both.
Still both.
16 plus 9 is 25. 29 with the 4. And 1 makes it an even 30. Plus 18 is 48.
48. Bubbles, they're still up, but
No, how?
almost completely dead as this individual. This hit, you can see it shatters the upper part of the armor. You can see scales peel away. There is just blood that just immediately begins to form a globe off the chest. Without gravity, it can't just freely drip away, and so it just expands like a balloon. But they are badly hurt. You can see they are bleeding out in front of you, but they still hold this hammer. They're still going to swing it at you until they're down.
Bubs kind of rotates himself onto the side of the wall and holds himself to both hands of the corner and the ground. And he just quickly, bam, flashlight, back to normal.
Okay.
That's a turn.
No longer rave. You are back in defensive mode.
Yeah.
That is your turn, Bubbles. You flip your Crocs inside out, and that brings us to
My crotch.
the vest. You know when you go to sport mode or whatever? it's
Yeah.
called? Okay, so this
I am
vest,
Steve.
it's mag boots, and having vanquished the bug, he's going to just orderly queue up here. Actually, they're unconscious and on the ground, so they're just going to stand on Mesra.
No!
But do they get stuck on the ceiling if they try to move through it?
No, so they're just going to use Mesra to stand, but their mag boots don't really work, so they're free floating in the space. You know where they are. They're free floating.
They're all in a messy pile right there, and
Yeah.
Spice just looks up and goes,
but comes hurling over top. You speak Vesk, and so you hear this individual just roars out, "For honor!" and just brings this magma dashko over their head in a single swinging attack.
Can they see me?
They are
I'm glowing.
absolutely able to see you
Benefits
by
everybody.
Gibbs's backlight, but even in the dark, they're able to see you.
Oh.
But it doesn't necessarily translate into good damage. As a 21 hit your KAC.
No, it doesn't.
And so in this floating space, tight quarters, bodies all over the place, they cannot hit you. This little Yosoki that is kind of on the line right next to you just yelps out in surprise. They begin to yank themselves even harder to get away. But that is that vest. The ones that are down by mini bubbles
But the line is
are
that
both
way.
going to take an attack
Make an
against you.
athletics check.
The first one
I will move.
is going to almost certainly hit. That is a 35
Oh,
against your
that's
KAC.
That's a big one.
And then the next one is going to be a miss with a 20. But 35 with the flame dashko. I haven't hit with the flame dashko.
I know what
I think it All right. Bubbles. That is going to be 22 points of fire damage.
I have a slump sleep too, so it's.
I believe that was deteriorated off.
Oh, okay then. 22 minus. That's a good
idea.
17.
I love that.
And you just feel the fire wash across you as they hit. In this light, you can see this vest turns to their friend, who is just exsanguinating next to them, and you can see they're like shocked for a moment. But that is all of the vest, and that brings us to Spice. Gibbs, you're on deck.
I really want to save this Mesra.
Unconscious at your feet, adhered to the deck.
I know,
and then
adhered
this
to the floor
vest,
and like literally being like
standing
stepped
on their
on.
back.
She's just unconscious, so I'm like, I don't know, hopefully she wakes up in the next fucking 6 seconds. So instead what she does is she goes, looks up, he's right there. She's going to, in panic, because she's got the pheromone grenade still in her hand. And what she does is she just casts it here and plants the grenade and adheres it to his face.
The pheromone grenade?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yep.
I think all grenades at least have kind of like a chaff explosion, maybe. I don't know. Or actually, no, smoke.
Smoke still does have
Yeah.
an incendiary.
He's wearing a
But
helmet,
pheromone,
so
I mean, it could just be.
I want to block his
aerosol.
vision with a pheromone grenade and just
So-
adhere to the front.
functionally it doesn't block the grenade, but you definitely just clunk right onto the front of the face mask. You imagine under this mask where the grenade is, their eyes are like both like crossed
Yeah.
trying to look at it. But no problem, you do that. Are you activating it?
I'm gonna activate and then run away.
Okay, so you activate it and you take off. I don't think that works like that.
don't think you can
Give me
outrun
one
a
second
grenade?
here.
What? I'm going to try anyway.
I bring that Yosoki with you, and not you're good with this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe if you're just like pulling the pin and dropping it, I think
Well, I'm not even dropping it. I'm just
Sticking it on his
sticking it on his
face.
face and run away. And I'm kicking this Usagi with
So
me.
basically, like, punch with the grenade in your hand.
And he's not adhered, so if she punches his face.
Oh yeah, then he
No
goes
way.
backwards.
So I think the way that I'm going to rule this is he's going to move back. The two of you, I think, each move 15 feet away from each other.
Yep.
And then the grenade goes off. So if that is out of the grenade's range, you'll be safe.
15.
Nice.
You take this grenade, you push, and as you move away and they move further away from you, you hook your finger around the pin and just let the momentum pull.
Wait, the
And there's
Yosoki.
That's gonna hit him too.
Nice.
Nice.
Yank this, you have the
No,
Yosoki
Yosoki's
behind
So
far
you,
he's
enough
just
away.
out of range.
Nice.
and there is an explosion. And in this space,
placement.
there is a of mist that almost into a sphere, and it keeps itself like this perfect range that begins to almost orbit in space. This individual just doused in this stuff. And what kind of a save? It's a wisdom
It's
save?
a will
It's
save.
also Pajradon is in the effect.
That is true.
as well.
That's cocked.
Love that.
For the first Vesk, that is only going to be a 18.
Let me look up pheromone.
Pajradon only rolled a 2 on the dice, so it's going to be very close. Give me a second here. Pajradon for a will save.
I'm assuming it's
It's the Mark II.
okay. Mark 2.
Will save. Will save is also 18 for Pajradon, so that is a failure, I believe.
So they're
Mark 2 would be
Mark II. DC is
explode. And when it bursts, pheromone grenade deals no damage, instead dispersing a powerful cocktail of supercharged pheromone magic amount of mind armor, blah 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 blah. Each creature in the radius of blah 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 must a creature that fails its save is fascinated for a number of rounds equal to the grenade's mark, which is 2.
I'm just looking for where the save is.
Yeah, it doesn't have the.
Yeah, it does not show how to calculate the save.
Save DC.
And it's also range 20 feet.
10 plus half the grenade's item level plus your
still
dex
not
modifier.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So 10 plus half the grenade's item level is 14. What's your dex mod?
1.
Oh, and so they both succeed. They see this grenade coming.
damn.
They are able to shield their faces and not take this damage. Even this person who has it, they just take the helmet off and just yeet this helmet away. It kind of caroms off into the distance, and you hear that explosion, but no quote unquote damage.
It's a fantastic idea.
You are still able to push yourself further away,
And they're
and
still further away.
the Yosoki will use their reaction to just cling on to you and just.
Oh, hell yeah! She's like, what's your name? It doesn't matter right now. Hold on!
You can hear this individual, their raspy voice just kind of comes out. Don't leave me behind! And they're just like holding tight. But that is your turn, Spice. Gibbs, what would you like to do?
Stuck until I touch it. Strength.
Oh, you have to touch it. Fuck. So I
I
can't
do
help
have
you.
to touch it.
Gibbs, you can
alright.
see Orphan is currently just clinging on to the
so
stool.
I have the end of the rope in my hand. So if I move, Orphan will move too. Because I can drag them.
Yep.
So
And 0G, it's worth remembering.
I can do
you-
10.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You are
okay.
super Gibbs right now.
So
You can put the clan on your back. Literally.
I want to dash,
I like to let it.
but how do I get through? Can I get through this at all or no?
Why can't you go this way? I'm confused why you wouldn't go down through
So
this
like I have
hole.
the same problem as I have a full-sized object that I can't get around.
The
Either
hallways are an important thing to think about, especially in 0G.
way. And I can't go this way. So I guess I don't have to dash then. Can I rocket pack?
Yeah.
Then I get 40 feet of movement. It
but
doesn't really matter. I can normal walk.
No,
go
I was
here.
gonna doom these motherfuckers in a
No, you
line.
normal walk, then you go slower.
I guess
That's
I'll
to
just move
35.
it
Not
over
with my
here.
Maggie boots.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess so.
How far is it?
35.
No, I don't have 35.
Okay, so then
So I go there. But we're in a line. We're all just holding onto each other's tails.
No.
You see Gibbs and this other little Yosoki just.
Damn it,
clinging on.
Gibbs!
I will
The
help
Yosoki
you.
is just waving a laser pistol in the air. But that is your turn,
No,
Gibbs.
it's not. That's just movement. Because I didn't have to do shit. I just made it more complicated for no fucking reason. So I'm gonna, I only have a 3rd level spell slot and 1st level spell slots
What
left.
you doing?
I'm gonna times edge.
Oh, I have an idea.
Okay.
No, I won't, because then I'll hit Mesra.
And
Fuck.
make a hole.
And make a hole.
Mesra's adhered prone to the ground, so at 10,
Oh,
10
wait.
foot ceilings, you could probably clear Mesra.
What?
Okay, well, I'm gonna do it then. I'm gonna times edge this guy. Just try and
Okay.
kill him.
Absolutely. Go ahead. That is a what kind of save?
Slicing. Oh God, Mesra.
No, I've done this before. I just aim it up.
Yeah.
It's
What
been
kind of
fun.
save is this?
Oh,
No
so you're
save.
doing.
Oh wait,
okay.
reflex save.
Reflex.
No, but how many miles does it go out in that? Like, will it make a hole in the shit?
Yeah.
No, it won't make a hole in the ship because past the black cell block,
prison
there
wall
is the
there.
front
There's more
deck, and then there's the observation post. So I believe it's 200 feet, but that still won't go all the
Reflex
way through.
to half it.
So that is going to be a 22.
That just burns.
22 passes, so they'll
Okay.
take half damage. It's 10d6, so let me do it on my list.
Hell yeah!
10d6.
Get him, Gibbs.
I got the voice for it. The other aspect for it. So you think.
Does he have like 4 hit points?
So it's 30
her.
halved, which is 15.
15. They're still up.
Fuck!
Damn it, that was a good move.
But I'm
though.
gonna swap us.
They're in bad shape as they are able to dodge this pheromone grenade. They're almost all the way turned. It is a very small target. You just kind of shoot right by him.
Square, so it doesn't really matter.
No, we're not. We're in a line specifically, so that way Spice can
Well, I
pass
think
through me.
he's got to be over here because he hasn't taken his turn and started on that side. Of the
No, not if I would just walk with him this way.
Like pushing him along.
Yeah.
Gibbs is super
Because
good.
zero gravity.
So we can be in this order, and there's no mechanical reason we can't be. This is gone now because I've
Yeah,
got the
you-
line.
So it's just like a
Yeah.
tangle up on that edge of the hall.
Yeah.
But you and
can
this
still
Yosoki
move
kind of end over end,
Yeah,
kind of curling
intentionally
through there. You fire Time's Edge off. This Vesk is still up, but that is your turn, Gibbs.
Yeah, I'm out of spell
All
slots.
right, that brings us to all others, which is the Yosoki. They are going to, in this line... Oop, you're right. They're going to leap off of you, Gibbs, and they're going to propel themselves forwards. They're going to keep floating off in this direction.
Can they dash?
Yes, they can, but that will only bring them here because they don't have any way to redirect themselves.
Oh, shit.
That one?
It's going to float, and then they will redirect themselves, but still ending up just with your Yosoki friend. That is all others who are currently free. Did you free him?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So
What about
that
this one?
is.
This one goes too.
Oh yeah, sorry. There's
I
so
assume
many
they
of
go
these
there.
guys. Yes, they go. So all of them kind of bunching up at the end of the hall. They are a turn away from freedom. But that is all the others. That brings us to the top of the round and to Pajrodon. They are fascinated by Spice.
They weren't.
They weren't. They
Oh,
have both
that's
passed.
great. Oh, love that.
Unfortunately, because of my low decks.
So they can only move to
I keep thinking
here.
that your dex is real high.
But that does give me
No.
sight
Only
lines
strong
on
and
Gibbs
charismatic.
and on
Those are
Spice.
And technically on all of the people at the end of the hall too.
This is true as well.
No.
Well, assuming he has dark vision up to like.
Gibbs is
However much
actually
he
giving
needs.
off a tremendous amount of light.
Oh, that's true.
And they have a vendetta because I'm a magic user.
They're not super thrilled. They've been looking for you.
I know. I don't know why.
Because you're a magic user.
Ah, I wish I could do more damage.
So Gibbs,
Yeah.
as they round the corner, they kind of shoulder into the wall. You can hear, even through their helmet, this grunt, and then in your mind, you can hear them say, "I see you." And you feel the entire universe in front of your eyes just split. And can you go ahead and please make a will saving throw?
Oh boy.
Sure.
She's good at that.
Nice. Okay.
It's fine.
That's a P for pass.
Plus 13. So 16 plus 13 is 29.
29, that is a success. You are not forced to cower for the next 10 minutes.
Wow.
Oh,
Really bad.
this guy has to fucking die. Do we run or
This
do we
is
say
Joe
we're
teaching me I
touching
could
them?
have better
Only
spells.
take 26 points of psychic damage, halved to 13. And that is all that Pajrodon can do. That brings us to Shade. Echo, you are on deck.
So I'm going to unlock the door, and while I'm unlocking it, I'm going to say, I believe you've misunderstood. I am taking you with me, but your daughter will decide what we do with you.
Okay, make an engineering check.
You had to be cool about it. You couldn't just be like, yeah, you're gonna come along.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do that.
Shade's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, 32.
32. Okay, with a 32, as you say that, literally timed to your words, you pop this thing off. And they look at you. They grab you by
hold
the
out the
shoulder.
manacles.
You take out the manacles. They hold you by the shoulder and they say, "Robin's here."
Aww.
Oh, Jesus.
Spice. Oh, Spice. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. All right,
Your dad is the worst.
I know!
grab onto you.
I think
That's
it's
hilarious!
a manacle.
Okay, are you gonna do that?
Well, I think if he's willing, it's not an action. If it is,
Are you trying to put handcuffs on this guy?
yeah.
He's going to pull away a little bit at that, and he's gonna say, "Whoa, did Spice's mom send you?"
No.
I'm confused, but let's get going and no handcuffs. And they're going to take a step and then just kind of float up in the air, as they can't do anything until their turn. They're not a willing creature.
Okay. Then I'm going to just keep eyes on him. If there's any funny business, I'm gonna.
Why didn't you leave this stupid
no
fuck
problem.
to die?
That is your
Got
turn.
info.
That brings
So what?
us to Echo.
Echo is
The ship
going-
starts up.
Yes.
You have all systems at your disposal. Are you taking off?
Yes, Echo would detach from the ship.
Did the director arrive?
The director is about to arrive. Oh no, Echo, you actually have seen the director pass by you. They are exactly 6 seconds out from this, or they are at the airlock. You can enter Who's in the airlock right now?
Oh, the Yosokis are in the airlock.
So the Yosoki can see the director currently docking in. If this door opens, it will be safe to enter into the director.
Yes.
Yeah, Echo, now that the director's fully docked, would detach the shuttle from the Vesk ship, and is basically going to be the guard for the director.
You fly this escort mission, you just detach, and floating down and just kind of letting the drift momentum just wash you aft, you can see the ship, and you can see through the windows on the side this combat just taking place. You can see this green glow from Gibbs. You've seen the mean green lean beam cam, but this is even 10 times as bright. And there's laser fire. There is no alarms going off. But that is your turn, Echo.
If I were to hold to fire if the hostile ship gets close, is that something I can do?
Yeah, I would say you could do that.
Okay, that I am waiting for that. If the hostile ship is to get close,
that is how you are doing the escort sort of thing. You are waiting and going to take a shot if something gets close. That is your turn, Echo. That brings us to Bubbles. Bubbles, where you are, the flashlight back to normal.
Yep.
There is 2 Vesk, one of them almost dead right in front of you, the other one looking somewhat alarmed. What are you doing? You can see the Yosoki are also scurrying by you into the airlock. People are leaving. What are you doing?
Bubs is going to get his. I think people are leaving, but what do you guys think? You think we're all gonna leave next turn? Or you think we got some more turns?
The plan is to escape.
Yeah, but these guys, I don't know.
Bubs.
What you doing, Bubbles?
Bubs got to kill. No, I can escape.
You can kill and then escape. Just do something.
Bubs is going to attack.
Make an attack roll.
And then he'll move.
Yeah, make an attack roll.
And he's going to do he's going to hold the end of the hammer and kind of do a shove whip motion with it.
Okay.
With the maul of the hammer. That's a single attack. That's a 13 plus 17. 30.
That's going to hit. That's not how you use a hammer, and you can see this Vesk who looks surprised. It's just they reach a hand out, almost like no, and then you take the head of the hammer and just thrust it into this guy's face.
And I've totally seen them do that in Soul Calibur, Joe.
Sure.
Yeah, Azeroth does it all the time.
But you know what's funny? I was thinking about Soul Calibur. I don't remember that specifically, but that's kind of what my mind was going to. Yeah.
I played it a little bit. Yeah. 10.
Taking a moment to just ponder Soul Calibur. Yeah.
It's a great game.
It is.
18,
Not a sponsor.
18, 26.
Bubbles,
26
you
plus
take this
bonus.
and you thrust the head of the hammer into this Vesk and just mash their head into the steel. You can feel the metal warp and bend as their head is just pulverized. The helmet cracks in half and just splinters open. That Vesk is dead.
Was that the one who speaks?
That was the one that speaks common.
Well, Bubs is still gonna. Bubs is gonna just go. Run.
Okay, you say that, and no intimidation check needed.
Yeah.
You feel intimidating in this moment. In fact, you have the flashlight under. I mean, it's as scary as it
It's a
gets.
scary flashlight.
That is your turn, Bubbles. Are you moving?
Scary. Oh yeah, and I'll move into the airlock right there.
They don't take an attack of opportunity, even though they couldn't with the Dashko. They have no inclination. They seem pretty rattled by that.
Okay.
But that is your turn,
Nice.
Bubbles. That brings us to the Vesk, and in fact, that Vesk
No.
is going to turn and seeing an easier target in Shade in their mind.
Ouch.
5.
Hey, remember when these guys just showed up for their shift?
They're going to swing a hammer
Another
at
day,
you,
another dollar.
Shade. So howling in from behind, that is a 30 to hit against your EAC.
Yeah, that hits me.
Nice. He sees Bubble says run, and he just goes, turns around and just starts slamming Shade.
Does he have a minus for his not being able to see, or does he can?
You can see. That is going to be 22 points of fire damage. As this fire Dashko just hits you right in the small of the back. Suddenly you are in combat. You can see Hisoka just kind of ducks underneath and backs away from the door. But that is their turn.
Use Ahsoka as a shield.
The other Vesk,
He has information that is useful to not only you, but to
You have next of kin's
everyone
permission.
else.
That's power of attorney right there.
I know it's Kin. We are related by blood.
They're gonna stumble forward after dodging their time's edge. The time's edge is right through their shoulder, but they rush forwards now with the Dashko behind them, and they're gonna swing at you, Gibbs.
Get out of here, stupid
Gibbs, that's
fuck.
gonna be a 31 to hit.
That's gonna hit me.
No.
I'm
And
fine.
Gibbs, that is gonna be 16 points of fire damage. as they
I have
strike
resistance
you
to
with
fire
this.
damage, so it's only
I believe your resistances were
gone away.
deteriorated away.
Yeah, it only makes
Yeah, it got
sense.
melted with that
an
guy's-
hour. It works for an hour.
No,
So,
but it disintegrated
yeah,
off.
so
yeah.
Pajradon has that
Yeah.
deteriorate bubble, and that can pull down DR. So that is that Vesk. That is all the Vesk. That brings us to Spice. Gibbs, you're on deck.
Okay, kind and benevolent DM.
That worries me.
Starting off strong.
So, Gibbs,
Ducks.
ducks, as Spice fearsomely foretells the destruction of this prison
And I cover my ears. I'll put my ears down like little
120-foot
Cats.
line.
With Gibbs being small, give me 1 second. It's a 120-foot line.
and
Yes.
I'm collaborating.
The thing about this is it's like psychic, so I don't think that works. Give me 1 second here.
It could be a 120-foot line, 60-foot cone, or 20-foot radius, and I'm
this-
choosing a straight line.
Is
Wait, a
this
radius, can you throw
equivalent to sunburst? Close your eyes.
Because it doesn't have a range, right? It's the range itself.
Yeah, it's from me.
Damn.
I think I think it's still gonna get Gibbs.
Well,
It's
can
okay.
I share a space with Gibbs then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could do that.
Okay.
So you rush over, you get
fuck.
straight into this.
I
vest
stand
space.
over top of her,
Okay.
and then I'll do Doom.
Okay, so they slam into Gibbs. You see this tiny Ahsoka just flattened into the ground. They reach back with this huge Dashka, ready to just hit Gibbs again, and you interpose yourself, standing over your Ahsoka.
Yeah.
friend.
And I do that like, I just smirk confidently,
Sure.
and I go, you think that you're gonna survive this prison barge? I don't fucking think so.
Okay.
And she like,
What kind of save is that?
it's a skill check actually, so it's 10 plus their sense motive.
Okay.
Good luck beating me. Oh. Okay, Gibbs, I might have just killed us both.
That's about right.
We're good. I trust you.
What was that?
So they have to beat a.
They rolled a 4.
Oh, amazing!
They have
So
no
they might actually be
modifier.
fine.
Cross.
What?
Paladron.
Oh, Pajradon.
Palindrome.
Wherever his name is.
Pajradon with sense motive does not have a great sense motive. That is only going to be a 12. So these Vask who are very honor bound and who don't really lie or deceive. The idea
Defenseless
of like,
against the Queen of Lies.
it's not. This is not their strong suit. You absolutely foretell the doom of these individuals. You say they're not going to escape this craft, and as you do, you feel this flicker behind in cell block black as the batteries that are backing up. You can feel there is a malevolence that grows, and Pajrodon reacts to that. That is part of what works about fear, is they are reminded of this presence that is there. And both of these individuals frozen in place by that spell.
Yes.
Well done, Spice.
Oh, that
Anything
when it
else?
works, it works. That was my movement, unfortunately, and my action.
Okay.
I took those 2 steps.
That is your turn.
Stand on a
Spice.
throne of lies.
That brings us to you, Gibbs. Gibbs, you feel
is there
Spice
action?
protectively step
My
over
action
you.
was to.
So they have to
do
just stand there?
So they have to choose between the 4: fight defensively, flee. There's 2 more.
There's nothing that will allow them to get closer to you.
Yeah, they can't
Okay.
take reactions.
Then,
It's paralyzing, basically.
being the super Gibbs that I currently am,
Sure.
Gibbs grabs onto Spice's legs and goes, "This would have been a great day to wear underwear, huh?" And just runs with Spice. And is gonna yank.
So this is a reverse what's it called when you put somebody on your shoulders in the pool?
Oh, chicken
Chicken fight.
Yeah.
It's like a reverse
Yeah.
chicken fight carry, and you're just trying to run with spice on
Yeah,
your
because I
back.
can't because it's 0G.
So make an athletics check for free, and this is really about the coordination of being able to do this. This is not the easiest
Top heavy
thing.
now.
Yeah.
Athletics?
Yeah,
It's a -1.
That's
So
hilarious.
6.
6.
You get an
Spice,
just bang your
you
head against
become very intimate with Gibbs as Gibbs, like snout first, just goes straight underneath, trying to get under the full part of your skirt, but kind of hits the part in the back and then just goes straight up.
Oh my
Doesn't
God.
get any real momentum forward.
That's
before that.
violating Gibza!
I'm trying!
Spice, you slam your head into the roof. You kind of reverberate back down, but you do lose most of that momentum. You
This is
can
the
move
Yosoki
Spice up to
fist
10 feet
Yeah,
if you like.
God.
Aside
Up to
from
10
that,
feet?
Up to 10 feet. Just kind of staggering Spice forwards, but you're like caught under Spice now. With 0G, it doesn't really stop you from moving, it just makes it harder to do. Anything else gives?
Yeah, that's just movement.
Okay. Start thinking about the paperwork that this will require.
Apologetically, there's just a stream of I'm sorry's in every language that Gibbs knows. Gibbs is gonna spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is gonna spend a first level spell slot to mind thrust that guy.
Okay. That is a wisdom save.
Yes, please.
We just make a pile of bodies in the corridor.
Will
Difficult
save. That
terrain.
is only going to be a 14, and so that is a failure.
Fails. And this one's I'll just roll it.
Wait, what is it? What are you
And this guy's looking pretty rough. He's already been times edged. He's been hit by a couple other things. Mesra took a strike at him back in cell block
First level spell
black.
2d10.
He's a
8
quad, too.
plus. That's 8. Is it just an 8?
Just 8.
Just 8.
They're still up, barely. You can see one of their eyes just rolls back in their head. Half of their face goes slack. They are in rough shape. You have done damage to their brain at a substantial level, but they are still up. Anything else, Gibbs?
Oh, did you already use your? Never mind.
Anything else, Gibbs?
No, I'm good.
Okay, that
I
brings
think about
us
that.
to all others. You think about that. The rest
I hear
of
you.
Yosoki and Brielle enter the airlock.
Yay!
Matilda.
Until, sorry. Got a lot of people here.
I want to hold my spot.
Bubbles likes to be in charge of the buttons on the
Necessary.
elevator.
Yeah.
That is all of them. Ahsoka, have you freed him yet?
He's free.
Yes, you freed
Yeah,
him.
he's free.
He's just floating.
Can he pass through?
This-
you know?
He
Son of
had
a-
been floating.
I'm a non.
You said he'd been floating away because
He's just right
Spike
there.
Shade
That is-
tried
he's
to.
gonna, he'll delay his act.
Son of a mooch.
Yeah, that's kind of all he can do. That brings us to the top of the round and to Pajrodon. So,
Can't do anything except for the 4 fucking things. I can read them off if you'd like.
no, I got it.
Because it's a Mommy! Yeah. Can he run away? Please?
Sort of.
He might want to check on the
Probably
yearning.
going back to
Yeah, can you lock down the yearning?
Also, he's been taking bleed damage this whole time.
Yes.
This guy's
You stopped actually a turn ago.
This guy's like the
Oh, did he just jettison himself down that way?
He's running away, but he's kind of running parallel as best as he
smart.
can. But that's really all that he can do,
I
and he
hate
can't go
him.
further than that because of the 0G. This individual will just stay where he is and
Smart
fight
move.
defensively. But that is what Pajrodon will do. That brings
Damn
us
it.
to Shade. Echo, you're on deck.
strategic stare.
Fuck sometime. Good luck, Shade. Don't die.
Does Ahsoka have any comms or anything on him? Did I see? Okay.
He's a useless motherfucker.
It's okay. I don't need that. I'm gonna use my exocortex distracting hack.
Okay.
So it's a feint.
We saved all these.
He reaches forwards, and as you start to cast this distracting hack, you feel just a hand on your shoulder, and Hisoka whispers in your ear, "You got this, buddy." And you can take +2 to that.
Cool. So that's a 28.
28 is against distracting hack. That
He guidance
is-
wow.
It's a bluff.
he
It's
can
bluff.
do
Bluff.
similar things to he's an eye.
Or it's like a feint action.
Yeah, so it's against their CMD, which is, give me 1 second. That is going to be a meets it beats it.
Meets a
Bonus
pizza.
green cell guard.
So flat-footed now. I'm gonna make my attack against him.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Absolutely. Love to see it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright, so with the natural 20, this is actually the first time that I've done a natural 20 with my Horcalsum.
Crit effect is wounds.
So not only that.
No.
Double.
I have devastating.
Oh.
Nice.
So, let me see. It takes both of the effects, both bleed and devastating. So the bleed and the whatchamacallit, Horcalsum effect, which is that they are the staggered. They're staggered and bleeding.
Yes, they are. Very nice.
And they're gonna take a bunch of damage as well. So that it might not matter.
Oh,
'cause
he's
they
no
might be
longer
dead.
Wisp ally.
That's
Oh, you can yank those.
on the D10s that I gave you.
Yeah.
I have D10s here too if you
I
need
got
it.
it.
I forgot.
I lost that one. No, I got it. It was good. That's 6 is 32 plus 16 is 48 points of slashing
48 points of
damage.
slashing damage. They are still up, but in one blow,
and
you almost completely carve them down with that. They are kind of startled by that.
and 5 bleed.
And 5 bleed and thrusting
Oh, sorry,
forwards.
and 10 bleed because it's doubled.
That's right. And, they are still up. Anything else?
That's my action. That's my
Moving
bonus
on?
action. No.
Okay.
I guess, yeah, no. I'm just gonna.
You stay where you are, kind of bottle capping the place. That brings us to Echo. Echo, you are just maintaining your
Continue
formation.
patrol.
Okay, you continue your patrol. That brings us to Bubbles.
Bubbles has a clear line of sight to throw his Dotco,
Yes, he
his
did.
hammer. So Bubbles is also doing the hold the door, but he's going to just spin it around, and give it a good old
Make an
launch
attack
with
roll.
his returning, and he'll just say,
Oh, that's cool.
You can
that
see
it's double
Shade like
return, too.
pushes him back, and in this moment, he's like spinning in the air. You can throw the hammer at him.
Wait.
single attack. That's one per tray.
That's you have one tray. It is always
Wrong
the
side of the
Plus
tray.
17.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Annoying.
That is 12 plus 12
It's 25 plus 17.
Okay, so 25 plus 17,
42
plus 18.
plus 18.
Yeah, so 42.
He had 42 points of health left.
Oh!
So
Damn.
exceeding by 1 the number of health. Shade, as you shove him back, this hammer just and the rocket just slams through this individual. They are cleared like a car hits them in the alleyway, and they are out of your range of vision. You are in a clear hallway, Shade, and then the hammer right back over.
I got you, Captain.
That is your turn, Bubbles.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that brings us to the Vesk. The one who is still there
How long did we do?
to stay there.
One round.
One round.
It's until my turn.
So he's got to stay there.
No, they're going to charge forward.
Oh shit.
Oh no, because this is still their round for that.
Yeah,
So they're
so
stuck. The only other one, I have no more Vesk. Okay.
you got 2 left.
Alrighty, that brings me to Spice. Gibbs, you're on deck.
Oh, it's my turn. All right. Hear me out, kind of. No, I'm just kidding. You see how there's the cable, the titanium cable?
Gibbs has the cable with them. They've been kind of like carrying it.
Oh, you have the end of the cable?
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
really
I was just kind of hoping it was like floating in space.
Nah, you don't want to waste the cable.
Okay, so that is fine. Ooh, I guess what she's going to do is she's 30. Okay, what she's gonna do? Deep breath. Clicks her breath weapon with the last bits of oxygen that are still in the air. She's gonna vomit up fire.
Okay.
at this last Vesk, who is probably immune to fire, but I'm gonna give it a go anyway.
He's not immune to fire. They're not like dragons.
Okay.
They're lizards.
There's still technically air in here. So
Let's see.
I
haven't used this
I think
one.
I told you guys there's like 15 minutes of air that's left.
yeah, it's probably like 14 and a half at this point. Or 14.
So they have to make a reflex save. So I don't even roll. So they reflex save.
That is a natural 1.
Okay. So does that mean I get
And
to
so
double the
I'll
damage?
tell you right now, they have only like 4 points of health left.
There.
So they are wrecked. As you just breathe fire, you can see they smile. The fear breaks in them. They're going to be able to step forward. They take one step forward. You click this organ. There is this... And you can see they look confused even through the visor, and then you just blow fire across them. There's this like explosion in the hallway, and there's just this roast Vesk moving backwards.
Fear breaks because they know they won't be alive to see the yearning.
For what it's worth,
Yeah.
fire is propulsion, and that does move you 5 feet back, so you now occupy the same space as Gibbs.
Well,
Unless the mag boots.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
my
have the mag boots on. You're fine.
So what I'm gonna do?
Does that also hit?
No, I don't
My
believe
poor
so.
girl. Well, I guess.
Grab her. Go.
Yeah. Move action. Gonna grab my fucking unconscious friend over here.
She's still adhered to the ground.
She is. So I
Make an
have to
athletics check.
Okay.
Can you break it?
I would have to on it.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna try to yank her because it would be a whole nother action to unadhere her. Okay. I beat my own strength, so it would be 17 to break it, and I rolled a 16.
You exceed by 1 the DC for being able to snap this off. You rip this away, and parts of like the cloth left behind on the ground. Mesra is
Her ass
like,
is out. Oh wait, no, it'd be your front.
Yeah. Mesra
Booty's
now
out.
mostly just topless, but unconscious, and you kind of grab them. You have them under your arm, and in 0G, like effortlessly to move them.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, that is your turn, Spice.
Yeah.
That brings us to Gibbs.
Gibbs is gonna yeehaw and lasso.
Oh me.
Yeah, oh my god, lasso Spice. Yeehaw!
So make a range.
See you, space cowboy.
God, you're not like. There's nothing that I can give you to make this easier.
With a metal
Propulsion.
Gosh,
It's
Can't
a
you
wheelie
just throw
creature
it?
who's real skinny.
make an
Can't you just
athletics
throw
check.
it and it's like,
Yeah, Spice does this as a candle pin, and she points all of Mesra's arms up.
Throwing
so it's
throwing
just like,
cable in 0G is not easy. But
Could
so
I do it with my Dexy? Could I do it dexterously?
you can make an acrobatics check instead.
Nice.
can I reflex saving throw?
12.
Go to
Which
catch.
is pretty good.
You could, but you don't need to. It was a very low DC. It was 10 to basically just not wing it into the wall. But you go and you grandma style just throw it between your legs like a bowling ball to keep it nice and straight. And it just zzz right towards you, Spice. You see this line incoming, and for free, if you want, you can grab onto it.
Grabs it.
Nice.
Grab onto this. You have this line.
Cool. So then Gibbs is going to the tugboat that could move everyone, keeping our distance 30 feet.
Gibbs, you feel like bubbles. You yank this whole group effortlessly
That's
on this
awesome.
line.
Yes, zero
Just
grab.
tugging everybody along. Your mag boots, every step, clang, 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 as you drag this group along.
And then can I action reel in the Spice Mesra pile?
No, but you absolutely can start doing that.
Not
That is your
to
turn. Yep.
Be a stink, but aren't your mag boots also activated?
Yeah.
Swift
the
action
moving.
Right.
on Magnum.
Unwilling.
Does that
movement.
mean that? Oh, I guess if it's a willing.
I'm dragging.
They're unconscious.
Oh, but I meant Spice.
Spice.
Oh, Spice. I assume Spice is willing.
Yeah. Spice is 100%
For
willing.
0G, effortless. Yeah, no problem. So that is your turn. You begin reeling in. That functionally doesn't do anything, but for flavor, absolutely.
I got $1. You know that
Two
commercial?
others. The other Yosoki all reach out and start grabbing for the line to ostensibly start like help you. You hear people go, "Help Gibbs! Yeah, help Gibbs!" And they like begin to like reach out and try to grab. There's just like 8 Yosoki paws reaching out.
Get on the ship! Get on the
Nobody's
ship!
helping, but nobody's hindering in this moment. That is all the others. That brings us to Pajrodon. So now,
Get out of here, you
free of
stupid
this
fuck.
obligation, they are gonna continue to float forward. They can't really go very far.
I hate Pajrodon.
But
They're
they're making
super
their way
cool,
around.
but I don't like them as an enemy.
That is 0G is not what they are designed for. So this is the best way to fight them for sure. Shade, what would you like to do? Echo, you are on deck.
I guess I have to let this fucker go. Do I see him coming?
You sense him. I mean, you can
So you feel doom.
feel
you
the
feel
mystical aura that surrounds them. The tinges of it are like just kind of moving dust in the air.
I'm gonna move off to the side, take the full defense,
Okay.
Why don't you run?
because I need to make sure that this guy doesn't get fucking murdered.
Why? Let him.
I will help. I will see that and be like, let's
let Matt
go.
play his character.
Anything else, Shade?
I'm gonna say to Hisoka,
I thought that was a very water bottle sound.
Crunchy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say to him, go down the hall to the airlock. We have evacuation ready.
They nod. They smile at you, and they say, "Man, Vlaraz really thinks of everything." And he turns and makes his way on. You can see on his turn, he'll make his way there. That is your turn, Shade.
Yeah, I guess. Do I have to delay to engage this guy? Or I guess if I'm just doing full defense, it's just...
Yeah, well, you get the benefits when they approach you. That is your turn, Shade. That brings us to Echo. Echo, you're maintaining your formation.
Maintaining formation. Also,
Formation.
what happened to Vlaraz?
Easily enough maintained. So, Echo, you've been tracking this vessel that has been moving around, and perhaps there is something to that. Perhaps Vlaraz has found another way off. There is at least one escape pod unaccounted for, and the 20-ton shuttle unaccounted for. Both are missing and not registering. But you don't see him directly.
Okay.
That is your turn, Echo. That brings us to Bubbles. Bubbles, you can see Shade has let this person out, and the person who walks by, Shade has shown you the dossier. That is Hisoka. That is Spice's father, who is now kind of floating down the corridor, making their way in this direction.
Bubs isn't gonna like hurt a civilian. Bubs is gonna just be ready to attack if anyone tries to come into his range that is like threatening, like the
That
Peladon.
Okay.
But mostly he's ready to like get everyone in the
Sure.
shuttle, press the button.
Bubbles is in escape mode, no
So
problem.
if he sees an enemy, he'll hit it. If he sees the escape pod button, push it, he'll push it.
All right, so that brings us to Spice. Gibbs, you're on deck.
Oh,
Did he
fuck.
move?
He was
He's on others, so it's 0.
Am I in
I thought
front
he
of...
had delayed.
Is this freaky lizard guy in this
Then the
one?
turn rolls over. So.
Does he have a... Does lizard guy have a bounty, or is he...
This guy?
Yeah.
I don't believe you have a dossier for him. You see, this is a lizard man who, at the moment, has like little rivulets of blood coming out of the corners of his eyes and into the space. There is blood all over the cell. You get the sense that this is a relative part of their like alien anatomy, not like that they are wounded. Some like lizards spray blood out of themselves when they're wounded or when they're frightened, and that's
so
what this
he's
guy is
just
doing.
Scared.
Nervous.
Yeah, you could see like in the bed.
Sometimes
kind
I
of, like,
pee myself
spraying
when I'm
blood.
nervous. So.
There you go. Yeah.
So, okay,
Same idea.
so...
We don't need a bleeding lizard.
I guess what I'm gonna do...
Sushi.
Well, I'm gonna...
Sushi
Lizard
are you eating?
sushi. What?
Spice is just going to...
Fucking Mad Max.
not let go of the lasso rope,
Okay.
but I'm going to punch the door just to see if I can free him, and if I don't really care.
Yeah, sure. Make an attack roll.
Okay. She's just like, oh, I don't want to leave you behind, you weirdo. Yeah, he seems like so I'm interpreting the blood everywhere as he just peed himself as a lizard. All right, so the door
Have kidney problems. It could be actual pig.
28.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Everywhere.
Okay.
A little bit of both.
This is a funny amount of damage. All right, 16 points of damage.
You almost destroy the door. You
Okay.
wrench it open, and you imagine they can probably escape. They hiss. Little blood like spurts out as a reaction. And you imagine if you were close, you would take a negative to a melee attack if you were joining them.
Yep.
But you're not. Blood just kind of spurts by you in the air. Anything else?
Yes, she goes, you're free! Courtesy of Mosaic Team 5. You're on our team now. Never hurt us.
Okay.
If you want to be free, follow me. And she's going to move action, run up to the rest of the crew.
You say that, and like midway
get
through your
into the
first
airlock.
sentence, you just hear them go, "Ah!" and like blood spurts out again. They don't seem to speak common. They seem pretty aggressive.
Okay.
They like back up into the corner.
Okay, so it's just a scared animal.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
fine.
much.
All right, I didn't want that on my conscience.
No worries. They are
Yeah. I
I
relatively
gave you an
free.
avenue.
Yeah.
Didn't take it.
And
That's
you
on
scurry
you.
your way back and towards the airlock. That is your turn, Spice. That brings us to Gibbs.
So director's dock now.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can see many of the Asoki in the airlock, like waving you on. Some trying to grab onto the rope to help you. You are just waiting for the rest of your team.
Yeah, so I'm gonna delay my turn till all others, and
Okay.
I'll just say to the Usokis, go on the ship, I'm on my way, right there.
If Spice made it to the ship, she's starting to like load. She's like, everybody on the ship, and she's like flicking shit on and being like, director.
So you're pulling people through the airlock and onto
Oh,
the
and
actual ship
my
proper.
trigger is if Shade or Bubbles attack something.
Sure. All the Asoki, this individual who seems to be like the corporate spy that you had freed, they all make it onto the director.
Hell yeah.
All these individuals can make it on
Natilda,
if you want.
Isokis.
That brings us to the top of the round. And to pause.
I have an unconscious. Whatever. Kasatha, I already forgot her
will
name.
float around the corner. And just kind of bump
good luck,
into this
Shade.
wall.
Do I have line of sight?
You do.
Okay, then I'm gonna do it to
Dope.
attack.
You absolutely can. This
Do it,
triggers
do it.
your action.
How are you?
This is gonna be a
He's about
single
to
attack.
fucking get all of his actions taken away.
That's a 19 plus 17.
36.
36.
That hits.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, this is the first time I've hit this guy. I didn't think that was gonna be enough. I honestly,
36 is enough.
A 19.
Roll your damage.
I thought I would have to get a 20.
Roll the fucking
Candy.
dice.
All those D10.
Okay.
Nice.
That's 10. What is that? I can't see.
That's a 10.
Seven.
isn't it? Oh.
4.
17
Plus
34,
18.
Thank you. 34 plus 18 is
52.
52.
52 points of damage. That's a good amount of damage. Anything else, Bubbles?
Catch back the hammer and yell, Captain, come on!
Okay, that slams into them. You can see for a moment that does pull their attention away. And in fact, their eyes settle on Bubbles, who has just hit them. They look at you and they reach out and they, in their mind, speak to you, Bubbles.
No.
Oh,
And-
I also, I forgot to mention this. I have a gear boost that when I hit someone and they're about to do a spell,
Oh, dope.
Oh, yes, you do.
yes, I want to use it because I've never actually got
That's might be real important.
Yeah, you're about to get your mind
By the way, I have this
evaporated.
thing that might keep me from getting befucking right now.
But fucking.
New ring.
Yeah.
Use grenade.
This is One Punch Man. One Punch Man is fighting One Punch Man.
Anything that you could do?
Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 second.
We'll see if it applies. In this moment, you can see this individual as they edge out into the hallway, sees
Disrupting
you.
strike. Here we go. Your weapon absorbs ambient magic, potentially disrupting spellcasting. When you hit a target with an analog weapon, the target must attempt a will save when they cast a spell before the beginning of their next turn.
That's what they do.
Love
If
that.
fail to
Yeah.
save by 4 or less, the spell is weakened and treated its caster level as 2 lower or reduces.
What is the
saving
DC on that spell?
It's gonna be
It's gonna be
fucking 10
10
plus half your
the
class, which
level.
is 6 plus your key ability.
Because they rolled really low.
What's your key ability?
It's probably plus 4,
Are you guys
so it's
No,
20.
it's not a spell.
Oh,
My
Never
strength
mind.
is 5 plus 5.
So plus 5 plus the half the spell, half
your-
the weapons level.
weapons level.
Not a
Oh, right,
spell.
not spell.
Half the weapons
Got
level.
it.
The weapons level is
That's
low
like
rate. It's
swoop
14.
hammer.
So it's 7. So 7 plus 5 plus 10. So 22 is the DC.
You rolled an 18. With that, as he reaches out in your mind shade, you hear him say, I see your soul, and I extinguish it. And as I say extinguish, you feel this spark of magic, and then flare slammed with this hammer, and the magic is gone. and they are unable to cast Snuff Life on you. And that is a phenomenal save from Bubbles.
What the fuck is Snuff
Hang on,
Life?
'cause I think it still happens, right? It's weakened.
It's weakened by 2.
So what does that do?
It weakens the spell casting level. You should have X'd it out. I don't know why you did that. Weakens the spell casting level by 2 for the.
But if you can't cast it at a lower level.
Correct. Cannot cast
Yeah,
this
it's
at a
not-
lower level.
yeah.
And so unable to cast this spell.
Still, oh, that's fucking
Bubbles,
sick!
You save a substantial spell from your captain. You absolutely do have his back. It was corny 6 seconds ago, no longer. Phenomenal. That is all that Pajrodon can do, yes.
Can I resolve? It's not gonna be at all impressive. Can I pull out a weapon?
Yeah.
And I will I'll shoot Shade.
Okay.
Does 23 hit you?
Yes.
EAC.
No.
Okay.
You've actually
Love how you
almost
try to
hit every
shoot
single
shit.
time though with this gun, which is really impressive.
It's
That was
always
still
been
pretty
like
close.
3 off.
Yeah, no,
at,
it's
like,
very good.
Trying. Oh, and I'll move.
All right. You resolve your action. That
Thank
brings
you.
us to Shade.
Did Hisoka move, or is he still just chilling right there?
Oh yeah.
Oh
I'll
yeah, sorry, I didn't move Hisoka. So Hisoka would have gone out, would have pushed off you, and would have been able to get right to the edge
Oh.
with you, Gibbs.
If I'm in his way, I would move.
Okay, yeah. So they get right to the edge of the door. Their hand wraps around. Spice, for you, from where you are, you see this hands, and then you see, for the first time in a very long time, around the edge of the corner, looking a little older than you
10
remember
last
him,
time.
your father. And they look around the corner, they look at you, the eyes light up, and they go, Nami? It's so good to finally see you. I've been looking everywhere for you. And they like begin to round the corner, but that is their turn. That brings us
That is
Shade.
the worst.
I told him.
Yeah, he's an
It was
asshole.
Spice.
That
Shade.
It's being a dick.
Well, he can't lie, so he's just an idiot.
wow.
I dropped.
Run.
I'm
He's
going
unable to do that. He literally could not lie.
shoot this guy with the gravity gun,
Nice.
and then run away.
Okay, go ahead. That is a attack roll, just to say.
Attack roll followed
save,
by a reflex save if the attack hits. That's gonna be it's gonna be close. I don't think it's gonna hit actually. 27.
27 is a miss, unfortunately.
All right.
You fire the gravity gun. There's a lot going on at the end of the hall that misses.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And he doesn't have anything on him, right? So I
Prison
can't
uniform, left his cards behind.
Is the airlock something that I can open with the exocortex, or
The airlock's
Open.
open.
Oh, it's
so
already
Yeah.
fully
you
open?
can see straight through into your ship. The Ahsoki are on. You can see, like, Gibbs is waving people on. Right now, there is an open bridge.
Then yeah, I guess I'm just gonna keep taking a defensive stance, but that's just
Okay,
like,
that is your turn. That is Echo. Echo, continuing your patrol. Very effective is this patrol. And at the end of it, that final signature that seemed to be orbiting disappears as they drop out of the drift. They seem to have finished their jump and have gone to wherever it is that they are going. But that brings us to Spice. Spice, your father in front of you. They call you by the wrong name.
You have bubbles.
Oh, sorry.
And then cocktail weenies.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It's Echo, then Bubbles.
But
then
there
the
are
group.
no
there are no
cocktail
more
weenies.
Yeah,
cocktail
that's why
weenies.
I skipped over the cocktail weenies and that made me skip over Bubbles. Bubbles, what do you want to do? Spice, you're on deck.
I'm going to. Can I grab Shade willingly? I'm going to grab both of them willingly, and whoever takes my hand.
I don't think I'm within range for you. to
Okay,
grab,
then
but
I'll take
Hisoka and Gibbs.
Ahsoka and Gibbs.
I thought Gibbs was already in there.
Grabbing
I'm in the
Ahsoka?
airlock.
Yeah, she just left her character.
No, I'm
I'll
there.
just grab Ahsoka. Yeah.
Okay, you
No,
grab
you grabbed me
Ahsoka.
too. We'll
Grab them
go.
both.
You're already in there.
No, I'm not.
No,
I was-
she was
Gibbs
waiting.
I
Gibbs is in
waited.
position. Yeah.
She was waiting
Gibbs,
for
Gibbs, I
you
think,
to get
only has
closer.
25 movement, right?
30, but
30, yeah.
but I didn't move very much because I was waiting if you guys needed healing.
Right.
Okay, yeah, it's my turn.
All right, so you
And,
yank Ahsoka and Gibbs into this airlock.
Bubbles will just go, come at me, Mr. Moto.
Okay. You say that. They smile at you and they
Hey,
say,
I mean, you got your name wrong.
My name's actually Inigo.
they just say,
My name's misspelled.
thank you, son. It's nice to see people have manners on this ship.
I
As
sneeze in his
Make your
mouth.
way through. That is
So she says hello.
Bubbles. That brings us to you, Spice.
Fuck you.
They turn to Bubbles. They say, "Thank you, son." They make their way like a little bit further in, but their eyes still turn to you, and they do light up. And
Fucking hilarious.
what are you doing?
Nami! You see the biggest wind-up you've ever seen in anime history, and she wishes she had Bubbles' gauntlets on, because she's going to crack down on Ahsoka's face as he's being held by Bubbles.
Okay, go ahead, make your attack roll. You can see he like as you wind
Yeah.
up, he also like puts his arms back for a hug. He thinks that you're gonna hug him, and then you go forward. And there's like a bit of confusion right before you hit
Is
him.
there any way I can like, since I am born this one, do anything?
You have both. You
No.
have
Okay.
two people underneath
Yeah.
your arm.
Yeah.
Achoo!
If anything,
as characters,
if anything,
Bubbles would want
that's
to-
giving a
No,
plus
I
2
haven't
bonus
used
to
it,
Spice
but-
because
He's
he can't
restrained.
move. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, but
Oh, yes! Wow, Ahsoka, that's going to be a 30.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah,
Go ahead
over
and roll
30.
damage.
I want to knock this stupid bitch out. Oh, yeah.
So-
I forgot.
Is this
Alright,
lethal
You have
damage
mag
or
boots on, right?
non-lethal?
It's lethal damage,
me,
but
no. I don't.
Okay.
13 points of damage. Lethal
13
damage.
points of damage to Ahsoka. You could see there is just this so good to, as they are just like winded and they are just projectile 15 feet out.
All right.
Oh, nice! Hell yeah!
Bubbles, are you
Bubbles
letting
is
go?
attached.
Um,
and so is Gibbs.
yeah, sure.
Okay, so you
I
let
guess it's
go.
easy.
Oh, he's this guy. No, yeah, let go
And
of
he just
this.
kind of slams into this and kind of corrodes
We'll say
off.
Bubs doesn't
They're
willingly let go.
floating in
It just
there.
happens.
They look up at you, Spice, and they just go, "Nami, I don't understand."
It's Spice, you fuck!
Oh, and you can see, like, he kind of smiles at that and begins to, like, make
Hilarious!
back up. But that is your turn.
I
Yeah.
gave him that
Alrighty.
too. I
Bub,
told him.
Bub just looks around and he's like kind of confused.
No problem. Free action. Gibbs, what would you like to do?
Gibbs will continue to delay her turn if healing is needed.
Okay.
But only not that guy. He seems like a jerk.
Fair enough. That brings
Okay,
us to
well,
the top of the round
Tasmina.
and to Podrodon. So they are going to kick off and float. They're 30 feet. They're still too far to do all of their best stuff. They've used their final level 6 spell slot. So let's see.
Level 6? That's the max.
Give me. Yes, they do.
It's almost like he's a high CR individual.
Yeah.
I was like, how's this guy got so much cool shit?
Yeah, you're
And I'm
about to get
He's a
fucking
cool baddie.
10d20 damage in your fucking face.
He's the only thing standing between us and a drift full of yearning.
So he is going to look at you, Shade, and hold his arm out, and in your mind, you hear again, deteriorate. And can you make a fortitude saving throw?
Your soul is about to get crunched.
Natural 20.
Ah! What a good time to get that!
Shade, in this moment,
do
you
this
feel your armor begin to dissolve. You feel your weapon begin to degrade. You feel the biological matter begin to flake away, but you fight through it. And instead of taking 50 points of psychic damage, you only take 25. Oh, sorry, actually.
Take the full 5-0.
Are you fucked up?
No, this is 0 because you pass on that save. This is a make or break save. No
That's
damage.
big.
Nice.
You were able to shrug off the effects of this entropy as he points at you, and you can feel matter just grow heavy in this locality. You feel all of the zero-dimensional debris just focus in on you, but you shrug it off. That is all that Pajrodon could do. That brings us to you, Shade. And Shade, for what it's worth, in this moment, looking around, it is only you and Spice. No, Spice is in the airlock.
Yeah, it is
right?
only.
It's only you
punched
that
this-
is not in this.
Well,
airlock.
and Soka, right?
And Ahsoka.
Yeah, if we
Is it
get
a
fucked.
swift action to grab him?
It's 0G, so you can just grab him. It would
As
be a
a
swift action to if you want to
hold.
eat him through, you can do that.
Because I'm gonna use my action to try and shoot the grav gun one more time at.
Yeah, go for it. Make your attack roll.
What's his face? Distracting hack first. With
Okay.
My exocortex. So I'm just gonna
Yeah.
make my exocortex flash. That's a.
That's the sound of distracting
18,
There you go.
42.
That barely succeeds.
Really?
By,
Wow.
by
Ooh.
one.
He
Nice.
has like
That's
a
good
mad
sense
strong.
motive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's flat-footed, but I don't think this is gonna hit anyway.
Sorry, it's sense motive. You exceeded it by way more than.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So yeah, he's flat-footed now,
Yeah.
so -2 to his AC, and can't take reactions. And it's a 27.
That is a miss, even with that -2.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna use my move action and my swift action to get into the airlock, pull him in, and
Close the door. Close the door.
Yeah, the rest of us.
Can we close the door?
Is anybody verbalizing that?
Yes, I closed the door.
Director, close that fucking door.
Shade's turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, director, start evacuation protocols.
No problem. Overhead, you can hear the director says, engaging evacuation protocols. The door just slams shut. Echo, from where you are, you see the Directive Zero just detach away. And for all of you, you have escaped the Vest Cruiser.
Damn, that is.
And we have one whole bounty.
You make your way out and into the darkness. You can see the shuttle like floating over towards you. There is no other hostile forces in the area. And you imagine that the next time that you long rest, along with Echo, you will level up.
Yeah.
And because it is 9:07, we're going to step away for a very short break
Yeah.
for 10 minutes. Then we'll come back to finish up our session, the final 20 minutes. Thank you for sticking with us. We'll be back in just a little bit. And we're back.
Two of them, but they don't match anything else I have.
Thank you for sticking with us through the break. A little bit of a late break that we had. But for all of you now, you rocket away on the Directive Zero or your shuttle, depending on who you are, and you make your way away from this Vest craft. You can see it is dark. There are like little flashes coming from some of the viewports that would hint at fighting that is still happening within. Some of these prisoners likely have broken free. There is quite a few things going on within this craft, but for all of you, it is relatively quiet, with the exception of the Yosoki. All of your Yosoki now, you can just hear shouts of just Gibbs, and just like telling you all the different things that happen. They're like competing to tell you about the restoration of Petrus 4, the various factions of the Freshies kind of pulling away and leaving at different times. Chesterfield has vanished. Aklama has vanished.
What?
Really, like it's been smooth sailing up until the Drow came and raided this place. They talk about mercenaries coming and then selling them to the Vesk. They're telling you all kinds of things. And then Orphan is just asking if maybe you have a sword, trying to hand you Shade's laser pistol.
Take the laser pistol, give them a kitchen knife.
Okay. They seem much happier with that, actually.
Happy
They
with
took
it.
it into their waistband.
Bubs haven't seen what happened with Mr. Emito and haven't heard the miscalling of the name, but he knows Spice and the dad relationship isn't great. Now, after seeing the punch, is and is gonna take a couple of steps back and kind of distance himself and just casually be a fly on the wall.
Okay, no problem. You can see Azoka just rubs his jaw after you just walloped him. He was hauled back in, and he goes, "Okay, maybe I deserve that, but can we just talk?"
Her Spice's face is flush with anger, and she still has Mesra thrown over her shoulder, obviously heavier now because we're not in anti-grav.
For sure.
She doesn't even look at her dad as she goes to resuscitate Mesra.
Okay, so you just kind of walk right by, shouldering
Yeah, I
past him.
shoulder him, and I just that emoji with the
Oh yeah.
blowing out their nose, that anger. Yeah, just that.
You flump Mesra down onto the couch and just, and then begin to try to resuscitate Mesra.
Yeah.
Make a medicine check.
Okay. My medicine check is just going, wake up, bitch.
Gibbs is
We're
too
going
busy
to
for
Mars.
triage.
Yeah, she's still through her anger, just being like,
Wake up, bitch, for
Bitch,
going
get
to
up.
Mars.
I'm just gonna watch Spice do this.
Okay.
great. So medicine, I have not put anything into. That's gonna be a 9.
And you slap her hard, and you hear a little crack. She's not dead; she's still breathing, but that doesn't help. And you imagine you probably damaged her a little bit more. Gibbs, you watch as Spice just mounts Mesra on the couch
Yeah,
and just
just
starts
going,
beating her up.
Wake up!
Stop! Let me help.
Stupid hoe!
But see that Ahsoka at this kind of just goes, "Oh, I'll make myself scarce then," and just kind of makes his way out, just looking around the ship as he does. The other Yosoki kind of make way for you, Gibbs, if you want to go over and help.
Yeah, I set the Yosoki up real
Echo, are
quick
you
in the
docking
med
with
bay,
the ship?
and then
I believe the shuttle has drift capabilities. Yes?
It does.
Does it?
It does. It's
Oh,
a-
because it's the stargazer.
Yeah.
That was the plan originally.
Echo would probably try to slave to the director,
sure.
just to
Yeah.
follow everyone.
Okay, no problem. You can do that with the follow-along circuit that you guys have.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Is,
Don't want to waste
I was
time to
probably gonna immediately head to the cockpit and set up a communication between the shuttle.
You head to the cockpit, no problem. There is as you can see, Squeak is just waiting in the co-pilot seat patiently for you, but you make your way in.
Bubs will,
Give
not
him his
knowing where
treats
to
for
go,
being
he'll
patient.
follow Shake.
Okay.
Secondly.
You make your way on.
And,
Not actually.
okay.
In Bubbles' mind, yes. Yes,
the
yes.
assistant.
can I tie Mesra with the coil?
You
bind
absolutely
her
can.
Great.
No problem.
Then I do that because I don't want her to wake up and still be mad at me. So then it's a 27 to resect her.
Okay, so no problem.
Resect?
You
Whatever.
push Spice aside, and you decide that you're going to use your resection magic and
Yeah.
just absolutely heal them back.
Section.
You take some medicine and you administer it. Really, the
Nice.
best healing is medicine.
Yeah.
Actual medicine, not just laughter.
I just tickle her.
Yeah, that doesn't work, but the medicine does.
Nice.
And you bring her back to consciousness. Weakly is Mesra. You can see, like, really badly hurt. She wheezes a little bit, and in common, it seems as if the spell is broken because she just says, "Why does everything hurt so much?"
You got knocked out, I think.
Girl, you're a good fighter, and she's gonna punch her in the arm.
No, don't do that.
She's down again.
Yeah.
Don't hurt my
You can see
patient.
like all four arms flex as if reflectively trying to react to that, but bound.
Yeah, they're
to
bound.
it, and that seems to hurt her even more. But no problem, you do. You move over to the cockpit.
Yeah, and I want to see if there's any sign of. Well, I know. Well, I don't know, but I know that you have done this. But I want to see if there's any sign of fleeing, like other fleeing ships, specifically looking to see if Voraz is anywhere to be found.
Make a perception check.
39.
A 39. With a 39, you send out the ship sensors looking for anything that might be. You are steadily putting distance between yourself and the Vesk prison barge. Echo's craft is following at an even distance, just kind of keeping pace with yours. And you see no other transponders in this immediate vicinity. Within this corridor of the drift, you are alone. But the director comes on overhead, and the director says, "I would recommend a reroute to a different location."
Perform reroute operations.
Make a roll a d6.
Oh, is this the one where we're doing a jump? No, because we're not in the drift.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, you were.
Oh, so
We
are
fought in the drift?
Oh,
Yeah,
so this is
you
the double.
forced them to jump into
Right.
the drift to help
Right.
isolate them from the Vest destroyer that was closing in.
Yeah.
In the drift, you were able to engage before they powered their systems
Right,
back
to get
on.
back on. So now they're lost. They're stuck in the drift.
Likely, very much so.
Okay,
The
cool.
only one happy about that is the Ernie.
2. With a 2, you see there is this rapid flex and shift, and they have set the destination automatically to the Mosaic Vivarium, but you can obviously reroute it. The space shifts and moves around you, and suddenly the Vest craft drops away. The tight confines of the drift around you are replaced by a cavernous space. You can see the luminous clouds are still present, but they are hundreds of kilometers away in every direction but forward, where there stretches out a black expanse. And Shade, you're aware of structures like this within the drift. In human cultures, these are called drift highways. You know that these are spaces that stretch really, really long, and then off every, couple hundred kilometers, there are just openings that lead to different directions within the drift itself. And here, it is not uncommon for other ships to be nearby, and you actually do register a number of craft in the immediate vicinity. Still about 20 minutes away is the second nearest one. You can see they are heading away from you, actually. This is a Castrovellian Starliner that is passenger ship number 0034, and they are being escorted by a craft called the Raptor's Livery, which is a Castrovellian Vesk War era craft of some kind. But they are already heading away. They're about 20 minutes away at the moment.
What is the craft that's escorting called?
Raptors.
The Raptor's Livery.
Thank you.
You see the second craft actually overwhelms your screen. The full name does not fit in because the transponder reads Datsun Salvage, come on down and get you one of the best stand deals in your life. We got pipe rods, rod rams,
That's
rim
awesome.
racks, ricer, rosa, choy, and then it just kind of cuts off because it just continues to go. But you can
NASDAQ.
see this is just a little ship that is a size smaller than yours. It looks like an old garbage hauler that has been refitted with bright neon lights, and they all sort of point into a tiny little window that looks almost like a McDonald's drive-through. But they're behind you by about 10 minutes. They're maintaining their heading and speed and will likely fall behind you slowly at your current heading. Off to the left and right, every few hundred kilometers, yawning open, there is marks, like exits almost to the drift. But in this moment, the director says to you, Shade, and you, Bubbles, because you're in there, Shade, Bubbles, you have faced unimaginable odds and pulled off something that has never been done before. For months now, you have helped me pursue my directive. And in this moment, they open a communication channel. So Echo, you were hearing this as well. They are not playing this to the rest of the ship, as there are many other people aboard.
Guests.
But the three of you are privy to this conversation. They say, I hope you understand. This was my chance to help you pursue yours. Mosaic Team 2 is performing shaping operations on Mars prior to your arrival. With your financial successes recently, along with crowd-funded efforts from social media campaigns borrowed from Junk Falls Will Always Be Junk, and the Reactor Blue movement, we have secured nicer accommodations within Aphrodite's embrace. Mosaic Team 2 needs a few more days to find local vendors, run their credentials, and prepare the area for you all to take back key facilities from an entity that has started to work against us. Some drow connections, but still not clear the extent or connections of these forces. In the meantime, all of you should rest and refocus. I have researched several options to meet this need. Please choose one. And Shade, Bubbles,
Lucky we're not listening.
Echo.
You're so lucky!
In front of you, you see these three little orbs appear, and in each a picturesque view. You see there is, first on top, it reads, Mosaic LLC Rest and Relaxation Packages. Number 1, the Solar Springs on the dark side of Kalu Kalu. And you can see this beautiful little, like, kind of solar spring. The sun beams down on the side of the planet, and then, like, the video shifts across from the light side to the dark, and on the dark side, there is just, like, miles of hot springs. You can see just little resorts kind of peek out from different ones, light in the dark, fed from the sun, hitting this tidally locked moon and kind of bursting out. But that is the first package. You can see like there are little features listed next to it. These are healing springs. It's an all-inclusive 4-day, 3-night stay at the Elysium Spa on Kalu Kalu. The second option is a stay at the Pomegranate, which is a 5-star skyscraper hotel that exists on a circular ring of space station that is essentially 8 city blocks of simulated nightclubs, high-end sort of like, there in New York, there are these things that they close entire blocks down, and it's just like a big bar crawl. It's very much like that, but an entire
Soka
space
is
station
on
of
board,
that.
guys.
That comes with an allowance for each of those nights. There are many casinos that are on that space.
Brother.
And then the third option is a cruise through the many-colored skies and waters of Zorsay, called the Radiance Cruise. This is a tropical, beautiful, flat, glassy waters, indescribable bioluminescent life underneath, calm, warm weather. The only sentient species on this place, other than like a flat, glassy ocean across everything that reflects a multicolored sky and the bioluminescent beneath, is a group of water nomads of various species that have just kind of showed up and they refuse to leave, and it's called the Yeah Buddy Flotilla.
Squatters.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, buddy, squatters.
And they actually do trade with the cruise line. But these are the 3 options that you have available to you. And the director says, research has shown that relaxation is important for all sentient organisms.
Director,
Yes, Shade.
what can you tell me about Dodson's?
Dotson's Salvage is an unconventional salvage supply operation run by Plickety Dotson.
It's currently within 10 minutes of us. That seems too coincidental. You know nothing about that.
You make a sense motive check.
Shade, why do you care about that?
15?
With a 15, you don't really sense anything one way or the other, but there is hesitation before the director says, this is a drift highway. The likelihood of merchants passing us along the way is not unremarkable.
I do not care.
Okay.
Go check with Gibson Spice. They will probably have stronger opinions.
But I asked about Dadson, not about the resort, but yes, Captain.
Healing Springs!
Casino!
So are you going back into the ship and asking people?
I'm gonna go like just lean back. Like,
Yeah, get ready for a long RP session if you're gonna ask us where to go.
No, we should decide where to go before we end session.
Echo
So,
doesn't
get-
realize that like there's discussion happening because
Yeah.
that's not on the comms.
Sure.
So Echo just presses the hot springs because they're like,
Yes!
sounds nice.
You press that button. This is not interactive in any way, shape, or form. So you press it and nothing occurs, but no problem.
That one. Director, that one.
Rings.
One of the Echo units comes next to you and just goes, perhaps you are not pressing it hard enough. And they press it as well. One of the other Echo units comes up and they go,
Cracks his
perhaps you are not pressing it hard enough. And they press it again. The next Echo unit comes up. It's everybody lines up to take a try.
Okay. Director, hot springs.
For all of you, there is a notification. Broadcast from Echo. Hot Springs.
We get it and we're just like, what?
Yeah.
Then
Sounds great.
the door opens. Bubbles, are you making your way out?
No, Bubs.
Oh.
He's gonna like stand there for a second, like waiting at the door. Captain, I don't know if we made one step forward or two steps back with that whole situation on that fast ship, but
What?
I'm glad how things kind of worked out. It seems like at least we're moving in a direction.
I apologize that we weren't able to get Miles.
It's alright. Just knowing he's okay is fine. He said something to me before he left. He said, it seems like you have a good group of people you're with now. Get them out of the galaxy as soon as you can. It reminds me of what Emma said when we were battling with her on Horus Bay. She said, you don't understand what we're trying to do. There's something out there, something. Maybe what Maldros is doing isn't wrong. Maybe what we're doing is wrong. But
All the more reason to continue to look for him.
you're right, Captain. I also wanted to. I had some information that I found. I just want to give it to you. I didn't feel like it was appropriate for the mission. You said before that I might have been volatile on the Zim crawler with some on the Pallades Rock mission, and I thought maybe you might have been volatile in this situation. So I don't know if that was the right thing to do as second mate, but I'm sorry. If you need me to resign, I will. And he'll just give you the information and like a data puck or whatever.
What is the information that you're giving me?
All the information I looked up on Captain Varaz that you didn't have about like you going back and like being part of like a human like anti-human group and like how you guys used to do like kind of like salvage and also like piracy and stuff like that.
And all of a sudden, the smile and the feeling of being familiar with this individual makes a lot more sense. You stood within arm's reach of a element of your past that was substantial. And as Bubbles hands you that definitely sinks in. But Bubbles, as you hand that and walk away, you open the door, you see the conglomeration of Yosoki, Spice, Gibbs, and then you hear the director say, broadcast from Echo, Hot Springs. And you can see they just look confused. But because it is 9:30 and a good place to take a break, this is where we're going to end for this evening.
We're gonna take another break and keep
break.
playing.
Another break. Another
Finish the campaign. Yeah. Buckle in, buckaroos.
No rest till 17.
Yes, with Ari's.
What?
we'll.
Playing next week with you.
Oh yeah, sorry. I guess I
Right, yeah, you're gone for the
got a
holidays.
Christmas.
So most of us will be back
Session's
next
just
week.
gonna be all
Gibbs,
be soaky, just fucking cuddle puddle
Yeah.
the whole time.
It just
Big
one
nap.
gross pool in the whole hot
Next
springs, but we picked the tallest one and
Next
it just
session
leaks.
is just gonna be
Gross.
Gibbs, but like as part of this rat king that's following.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ew!
Hey guys, I'm back.
Let's end
Gibbs
now.
got some
End
moves
now.
back.
next week, Sans Gibbs, who will be busy kind of orienting the scab rats to space
This is
life.
where I poop. This is where I eat.
Thank you for
sometimes I mix
joining
it
us
up.
for this session.
Thanks for joining us.
We will be back next week, but if you can't wait that long, join us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Courts of Everest. I believe it is the 88th session, 89th session perhaps, but it is, the group has just finished delving into the Lunarish Guildhall. The Master of Fractures is a frog for 25 more minutes, and we'll see what happens tomorrow at 7 p.m. But please stay safe. We'll see you later.
Bye, space ex-boyfriend. Spiel.